ダメだね、ダメよ、ダメなのよ。消えた。
Hello and welcome back to The Fence. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Fence Child, and I'm happy to be here to bring you a place to share your story and be part of ours. Welcome on in. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. We are starting a new week. I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed than last week, and I'm feeling excited to take a look at some of our Create Timber posts this week. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, Andy. What's up, dude? How are you doing tonight? We got a whole bunch of stuff in a Discord. So if anybody has been participating in Create Timber, we're going to take some time today to show off some of your work because I want to see all the cool stuff that you guys have been coming up with this month. It is still based. Good. I'm having some wine and I took the night off. There you go, buddy. There you go. This is a good Monday to take off. I took today off too. The last 3 days I've been just totally vegging out. You know, I turned my brain off. I played some video games, games that I don't normally play, and just I don't know. I just tried to just chill all weekend. I needed it, man. I needed it. It's really hard for me to do that. I'm very much a busybody. I like to fill my time with things and do lots of stuff. And I don't always realize how much it can catch up with me. So I'm glad that you're doing the same this weekend, giving yourself a little extra time off. Good, man. I'm excited to see you. What are you doing aside from just hanging out with us today? Currently doing a Revengeance run with Calamity and Fargos with Ranger and... Wait, what is this? Infernum with Healer... I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is this? You're speaking Egyptian to me. Yo. So I was ordering samples of these shirts. It's so funny. We're like so past Halloween at this point. But for our Fence of Wayne event, I made special shirts. Oh my God, KHF with the resub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're awesome. How are you doing tonight? 6 months of sub. Holy moly, already? Half a year, baby. Hey, how was your weekend? How was the rest of your Mega Bonk stream too? I hope that you were all nutrified and relaxing. Speaking of wine, I know KHF was just chilling and kicking back with some extra time off that she took last week too. Seems like this weekend, this is just the right time to be taking some time back for ourselves, isn't it? But I want to show you guys something. Let's see. So I got our shirts in for the Fence of Wayne. Let's see that we can do better than that. Let's get a good zoom on there. That's maybe a little too zoom. Maybe too much zoom. Maybe a little less. Here. That's better. But yeah. The Melgook shirts came in for Fence of Wayne 2025. They're up on our shop, so if you want to pick one up, it's a good time for it. This is the extra large. It's actually larger than I thought it would be, even for me, and I always wear an XL. So, yeah, let that be your reference if you needed one. But yeah, there are like 4 different colors, I think, for the shirt. And they're available for a limited time. I'm only running them for the rest of this month. So after this month is done, as soon as November or December rolls around, these shirts won't be available any longer. So if you want to grab them, go grab them. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with this. My toes are cold, dude. It's a chilly day. It's a chilly day today. Evie, what's up? Welcome back, man. How are you tonight? Well, I shouldn't be here, of course, but sleep has been crap the last few days. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. How late have you been up lately? Let's see. Oh, you were talking about modded Terraria earlier? I see. Okay, cool. Been on Graveyard for a few months, said Andy. And I'm fried, man. Been having car trouble too, so I've been busy with that. And I haven't been sleeping very well. Dude, sleep goes out the window. When you're having a struggle time, man, sleep goes out the window. Been up since like 9 a.m. yesterday. Oof. Hour nap before I went to work at 10 p.m. Been up since. That sucks. Well, then I'm glad that you took today off. I'm really glad you took today off. I'm not doing too bad, KHF. You worked all weekend. Oh, boo. Boo. Well, then I'm doubly glad that you took time on what was it, Wednesday? Was it, I think we got to see you? Really glad you took that day. Gosh, I forgot that I didn't stream on Friday. It's been a few days, man. It's been a heck of a few days. Got good news, said Kev. Took the second psychology test despite being feverish and sick. Couldn't read my study sheet because my eyesight was blurry. Last test that I did so badly on, because it was the start of things, I only got 66%. This one I got an 88. There you go. There you go, buddy. A 22% difference. That's hefty progress, baby. Rock on, dude. That's awesome. Congratulations, Kev. I gotta get into modded Terraria. Do it, Andy. Do it. You and Sadistic, get down on it. Hang out in Discord. Get your mods on. That shirt looks familiar. Or the guy in the mirror, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. They should both look familiar. You can also get your Majima Perfections merch as well. And if you're a sub, you get 10% off, said Reggie. Reggie's so correct. Reggie is so right about that. I almost wore that shirt today. And then I remembered that this came in the mail. It probably came in the mail like a week and a half ago, and I forgot to pick it up. To be honest. I never check my mail. I'm so bad about it. Anybody else bad about checking their mail? Sleep. I barely... Wait, there's no... Maji. Infernum's a mod on Terraria. Okay. I don't know who voices Ansem, but the point of no return in Beyond in Kingdom Hearts 1 gives me the chills. Oh, with all of his monologues? Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. I love the end bits of Kingdom Hearts 1. So, such iconic lines, dude. Try to force me to sleep. It doesn't work till 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. That's horrible. That is so horrible. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping too well lately either. Even this weekend, even though I have I think I took advantage of the fact that I had so much time free that I was just I'll go to sleep when I'm tired. And then when I got tired, it was 6 a.m. I was like, ugh. And then I'm I don't have anything to do, so I'll just sleep until I wake up. And then I would wake up and it'd be 2 p.m., dude. I was like, oh my God. My body thanked me though. I needed it. Can't really stay tonight. I'm gonna have to drop out. Oh, what do you got going on, Jenny? And don't worry about it. No worries. Do what you gotta do. I appreciate you being here to help us out for a little bit. I hope everything's okay. See you guys Wednesday for trivia. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. 80s music trivia this Wednesday. If you like 80s music and you think you know a thing or two about it, come prove it. Compete to become the next trivia master on the fence. We'll be prepping for it from 8:30 to 9:30 on Wednesday. That's Eastern time. And then at 9:30, we'll be getting started. Thanks, Sadistic. Oh, man. Yo, Nate, what's up, dude? Welcome back in. Happy Monday. VGT Crew had their talent show yesterday, and I was depressed, and I missed it. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's such a bummer, dude. I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, man, I hate when that happens. Depression sucks. Depression will kick you down for sure. Was it one of those things that, like, you just didn't remember it until it was too late? Or, like, you did remember it, and you're like, I just don't. I can't do it today. Because I know it's like, there's a lot of different ways that it can hit to keep you from doing something that you were looking forward to. I did remember it and I fell asleep anyway. That sucks. Your body was just like, I can't. Not today. Not today. Oh man, how often do they do their talent show over there? Is it like a once a month thing or how frequent? Hey Mimu, how's it going? Welcome back. That Cure in the chat, by the way, I'm co-opting it. That's it was probably her intention, but that's for anybody who's sipping on the Depresso today. Okay. If you're out there and you're feeling down and out and like just, man, I've got this weight on my shoulders and I just don't know, I don't know what to do with it right now. You're not alone. You got people here with you. It's going to get better. Give it some time and be patient with yourself in the meantime. I'm sorry that you're going through that. But I'm so glad that you're here. For real. It's going to get better. My radiator blew up, said Andy, so I fixed that. It took it for one drive around town, lost my power steering, and discovered that my idle pulley flywheel seized and melted and shredded my accessory belt to pieces. Oh my god. Leak in the radiator transmission line, and the cherry on top is that my car is a closed variable transmission, so there's no level gauge in the engine bay. And you have to use a pump to fill through the fill plug on the actual transmission. Oh god. Oh, so there's no quick fix for this whatsoever. Like, this is something you have to take it into the shop for. God dang, dude. I'm so sorry. What a nightmare. Well, that's it. Time to throw your whole car in the river. Go GTA someone else's car. Oh, man. Won't let me share it, but apparently I have a 70 stream watch streak. 70? 70? Oh my god. If you've made every stream since you came back during our Chrono Trigger playthroughs, that does sound about right. And I think that's probably the case. I'm bad about checking mail because mail stresses me out. Me too. Me too, Reggie. I remember mail all the time. I think about it almost every day. I just don't want to go get it. And then I get it and it sits on my desk. I just got these two things from the mail a few days ago. And like, it's on top of this other stack of things that I got like a month ago. I still haven't gone through it. I need to, you know? I'm so bad about it. Like 95% of the things that are important for me to receive correspondence for are done electronically. And at least I don't keep up with that super well either, but I keep up with that at least, you know, once a week. So, you know, enough to stay out of some trouble. But dude, I'm not good about mail. I lose my damn mind when I saw that fighting him on Destiny Island is called Homecoming. Wait, the song? Is that what you're talking about? It's 9 p.m. I'm drinking coffee because I'm just freaking done sleeping after all the depression recently. Nate! My coffee brethren! Yes! Here, this is for you too. I try to act nonchalant, but inside I'm actually chalant AF. Cheers, buddy. Drink! Drink the coffee. I drink the coffee and the water. Both is good. Both is good. Only mail I check are emails. I don't even talk to me about emails. It's horrible. My emails is horrible. Don't bother checking physical mail anymore because most of it's ads anyway. Dude, right? There's so many. There's so many ads. Like, why do people even mail out those ad packets anymore? Come on. It's such a waste. The one good thing is I can be here, and I'm so glad for that, Evie. So glad for that. I'm glad you have a place to go whenever it's just the night's not going well for you. You can count on us for that. Unless I'm overwhelmed and I take off stream like I did on Friday. and then you can't count on us for that. But for those days, there's always Discord, I suppose. Oh, Jenny's got to clock in early tomorrow. Oh, man. Yeah, keep on keeping on, Jimmy. Jenny? I've been watching too much South Park. I almost called her Jimmy. Hey, fellas. What's going on? Have a good night, though. Keep your head up and your heart strong. How popular Taffy in Final Fantasy VII is, and it's like watching a caveman find fire for the first time. Your friend recently discovered how popular Tifa in Final Fantasy VII is? Dude, that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, man. Well, welcome to a moment that will never end. Started in 1997, and here we are. Almost 30 years later. That's so funny, dude. Should I sing Yakuza karaoke for VGT Talent Show? You should. You absolutely should. Reggie, if anyone could do it, it would be you. That was the only one as far as I know. No, Nate, I thought he's done it before. I seem to remember there being a talent show like before he moved last time. That must have been like 2 months ago now or something like that. It was a while ago. It was in the middle of the summer, but I remember he did another talent show. Unless he didn't do that one and postponed it until now or something, and I missed out on that. I'm stressed out because I have a hard lump behind my ear and I'm worried for the worst. Hey, man, there's so many things it could be. Don't jump to the conclusion that it is the one you're worried about. All right, just go get it checked out. Go talk to the doctor. I'm not saying there's like, I don't know what it is. So I would be concerned too, but just don't freak yourself out about it. Just go talk to somebody who will be able to help you figure it out. For sure. You'll get your answer. I get that though. Anytime I see something that's like, it's like foreign on my body, I'm like, what is that? Am I dying? I'm call my family. Like, it's all over. Oh, man. You were able to fix it, Andy? Damn, dude. All right. Anybody has car trouble? Hit up Andy. He's opening up his own mechanic business out there in Washington and needs you. Actually, you're in Oregon, huh? I always get the two mixed up. I'm sorry. But yeah, Mechanic Andy over here. I stopped following them today. Can't get anything more from their advice. I realized I'm a little old for most of their expertise. Wait, really, Nate? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that. Is it one of those things you just felt like it was like stagnating for you, or I mean it kind of seems like that. It almost reminds me of whenever I change therapists, where I'm like, you know what? I've been with this therapist for a long time. Sorry, did someone tell me to drink? Sadistic. Thank you. Well, I've been with the therapist for a long time, and I might really, really like them. And then there's one day I'm getting ready to go to a session. And I'm like, man, the last 3 months, I don't think that we've really made much progress. And it's kind of not upsetting or stressful to talk with them, but I kind of just don't know what to talk to them about and feel like I'm just filling space when I'm there, you know? And when I feel like that, that's when I'm like, I think I need a different therapist. Because I've gotten all that I can from that one, you know, and it's nothing against that therapist or anything. Anyway, I'm meandering. I'm sorry, but that's what that made me think of. Andy, it sucked up your whole weekend to do that? That's horrible, man. Your insurance is what sends you the most mail? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Love the cup slogan. Oh, thanks, Kevin. My mom got that for me before I moved. It's my favorite mug. Well, it's one of my favorite mugs. As I say that, I realize I have this mug, and it's not mine technically. It's Jen's. I think it was for our first anniversary or something like that. And I got her a mug with several pictures from our first year together on it. And that might be my favorite mug, actually, just for sentimental reasons. I love looking at that one. But as far as all arounder to use, this one has a lot of sentimental value to me too. And it's my favorite to actually drink stuff out of. No, the location or chapter name is called a homecoming. Oh, right. When you're saving at the save point and it shows the area. Yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about now, Reggie. Lucid, what's up, man? Welcome back. Thanks for the well wishes. I hope that you are too. I turned my brain off all weekend, dude. I needed to. Did you see the talent show, or should I post my submission in your Discord so you and the others can gawk? If you want to put your talent show submission in a Create Timber post, I would recommend you do that, because we're going to be showing a bunch of those off here in just a minute or two, actually. That's a great idea, Nate. Y'all better be using the bathroom during break. I do sometimes, Sadistic. Sometimes I don't need to, and I don't. Sometimes I'm just chilling right here during the break. Other times I'm walking around or going to talk to Jen or something. It depends. Depends on the day. You watched the reboot of the Planet of the Apes trilogy and it made you so sad. Did it really? Why did it make you sad, Andy? I haven't seen that. Hear so much about Final Fantasy and yet have yet to play any of those games. Lucid, really? Man, I recommend you try one out. The cool thing about Final Fantasy is you don't have to play all of them. You don't even need to know anything about all of them. Just pick one and go, you know? You don't need to play them in sequential order either, because they don't follow any continuous storyline. They're all standalone tales. And they're great for different reasons. As extensive a franchise as Final Fantasy is, it is one of the most accessible long-running franchises out there, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to get to a couple of question of the day responses, and then we're diving right into Create Timber. All right? So, if you're just coming in, our question of the day today is, what kind of games do you play when you need to turn your brain off? This question is inspired because I just had a weekend where that's exactly what I needed to do. Here's a Piplup. Here you go. How about that? Anyway, and so I played a whole lot of City Skylines, and then a game that I've been wanting to check out for a little while was on sale, so I picked it up. So I played a little, what was that, Needy Streamer Overload? It was a game that was really popular a couple years ago. Like all the YouTubers and stuff were playing it and checking it out. And I was like, that looks fun. It looks interesting like Doki Doki Literature Club, but it's not that. It's very not that. So I played it all one afternoon, and then I played it some more last night because I was like, this is really an interesting game to me. But most of my weekend was devoted to City Skylines. I needed something like that. And it's such a good game to turn your brain off to, man. Like, you can just be like, all right, I'm going to start working on this section of my city and picturing how you're going to build it up and what it's going to do and managing all your resources and stuff like that. And you just keep doing that over and over again. And before you know it, it's like, oh, I've been playing this game for like 5 hours. Oh my God. I love that game. I know there's the second one that's out now. I haven't heard as good of things about that one. So I thought about picking that one up and I was like, nah, I'll just keep playing this one. I haven't even like put enough time into the original to warrant me wanting something different anyway. Anyway, so that's my answer to the question of the day. City Skylines is a big one for me. Needy Streamer Overload scratched a certain itch. I don't know if it was the turn off the brain entirely itch. That was kind of like I want to turn my brain back on a little bit, but not too much, you know? But City Skylines for sure. So we had a response from Calm Chaos Collective. So Nate said, people can ever actually turn their brains off? Teach me. It's like, it's not actually turning your brain off, right? Because, yeah, that would be a wonderful skill. I guess it's just something that would demand so much of your brain's attention that you also simultaneously didn't have to think hard about in a way that would demand stress from you, where you can enter a flow state. So I guess that'd be that. It'd be a game that can help you enter a flow state, right? Because that's when you're just like, you're just going. You're not really thinking about things outside of it. And it's not until you put the controller down that you're like, oh, there's other things happening. That's a really hard thing for me to achieve because of my mental illness. So I love it whenever a game can do that to me. I have to be careful with it too, though, because you can abuse something like that. Absolutely. And people do. If you're one of those people that falls into that trap or notices that you're vulnerable to falling into that trap, be mindful of it when you're gaming, okay? Mashi answered the question of the day saying, mostly single player games that feel relaxing. Take Stardew, for example, but also Final Fantasy XIV to relax. Yeah, it's like both of those games have routines to them, don't they? Where you're like, all right, I know what to do. I know how this works. I just have to pick a direction and sort of go. One of them is like a mindless grind, and the other is just like, you don't have to work too hard at it. You can just start planting stuff or start talking to NPCs or go into the mines or, whatever. Yeah, it's chill, relaxing. Stardew is such a good one for that, man. Sadistic answered the question of the day saying, probably the ones that get you in emotion. And so long as you keep the flow going, you are good. Such as Beat Saber or games I'm pretty good at. Beat Saber is such a good one for that. Oh my God, that's such a good turn your brain off game. I almost played that last week. But I was like, I have to update my quest, and it's been a while since I've played it. So I know it has updates, and I have to wait around on those. And I was like, I don't really want to do that right now. I should do that though. Maybe I'll do that tonight before I go to bed, so it's just ready to go next time I want to play. Yeah, Beat Saber's a great one. What other games do you feel like you're pretty good at that you can just turn your brain off to? I was right the first time, Andy. Washington. Oh my God. I should have just trusted my gut. Darth, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. How are you doing tonight? City Skylines is amazing. Yeah, it's so good, right? There's so much you can do with it. There's a crazy amount of DLC for it too. To test this joke's gotten old yet. What kind of IAMs you got? It's these ones! It's these ones, Lucid! Look! Oh my god. If I get hyper focused on a game, there's a point where my brain reminds me, hey, you gotta eat, bruh. Yeah, same here. I have to. Because I will lose an entire day without eating when I'm playing games like that. It's good to take breaks. It's good to take breaks. If you are prone to losing tons of time without taking breaks, set yourself an alarm. Okay? Put some timers on your phone. Just something that like plays a noise after a certain interval so you can go, oh, and it just pulls you out of it for a second. And then you can check in on, and do I need to eat? Do I need to go to the bathroom? Do I need something to drink? You'll kind of be able to do that when you're turning that alarm off. It's a good trick. It works. Trust me. It helps. Lucid answered the question of the day saying, I usually try to play games that I've already played or have a decent and gratifying gameplay loop. For example, I've played Cyberpunk to death. Most of the time when I play a new game, a portion of the time playing is leveling up, which requires doing some side missions. So that lets me turn off the game audio, put on my headphones, and put on music or a podcast. I will say I have to be good at the game. Otherwise, it just frustrates me that I keep dying, Yeah, if it's a game that's like really challenging, it can kind of have the opposite effect, right? Where it's like, this actually isn't relaxing me, it's frustrating me, and I'm having to like think too much. Like you're not turning your brain off. You're focusing your brain onto a thing, but it's like you're not able to relax into it. So I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, there's I got that game Wuchang, and I was like, I really like this game. I was getting very, very into it. But what I've needed from my gaming sessions recently, that has not been filling that need. Because I will get frustrated and I will like work really hard at it and study the environments and the enemies and like all that. And I don't want to have to do that right now with how I'm spending my game time, So it's just not the game that's scratching that itch. But playing something that I've played a million times, like you're saying, Cyberpunk for you, for me, that would be like a Kingdom Hearts game where I can just go and then just enjoy the silly, heartwarming story beats and just enjoy what I'm doing with it. But I have to play on a lower difficulty for that because the critical modes, which are my favorite ways to play Kingdom Hearts games, they are very demanding. And that does not do it for me when I just need to turn my brain off. So yeah, I vibe with that, Lucid. I feel ya. Bambina, what's going on? So nice of you to grace us with your presence tonight. How was your weekend? All right. So I'm changing gears here. Thank you to those of you who have submitted a response for the question of the day. We'll be talking about those some more as the stream goes on. But I do want to change course a little bit because I promised you guys some time last Friday to look at Create Timber posts. Then I did not stream on Friday because I just had a lot of stuff going on and I needed some downtime. So we're going to do that today. So let's see. Here we are. Oh, you know what? We only had one more. Oh, I'll take this one. Ebby said, Skyrim or Ocarina of Time? Games that have been around for years, games that feel like home. Games with such beautiful music and worlds that make me forget all the stuff around me. Oh my God. I understand why people would feel that way about Skyrim, but I am with you when it comes to Ocarina of Time. My God, that's a game, instant nostalgia, instant peace, and just smiles. And yeah, the music, the vibes, the design of the game, exploring the world, like all of it just feels so comfy, so cozy, man. I love that. Yeah, dude. Okay, now I'm switching gears, I promise. Create Timber. If you guys don't know what Create Timber is, it is an event that we are hosting for the entire month of November. And in this event, you're given a prompt every day. And with that prompt, you can make anything you would like in the creative realm. It can be visual art. It can be written. It can be photography. It can be, you can write a story. It can just even be your thoughts. Maybe a prompt made you think of something and you go, I want to create something based on that. So, where did our pinned post go, by the way? I don't know if it's just me. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I need to select the right tag. Okay, there we go. So, if you want to participate in that, it might sound very familiar. Something like Inktober, if you participated in that event over the years, it's kind of like that. But like I said, you can make anything. It's not just a drawing thing. So if you're a poet, if you like making limericks, or if you're a songwriter, anything really, you can participate in this event. When you make your post, you're going to want to tag your posts with whatever the art medium is, and then either stream OK or stream no K, depending on whether or not you would like them to be shown on stream. I will be filtering and only showing the ones that are tagged as stream OK. So if you still want to participate, but you're worried about, oh no, I don't want people to see that on stream, you can still participate without having to worry about that. And I get it. There's some stuff that like I want to create that I'm inspired by with these prompts, but I don't really want to talk about it or have it like a focal point in a setting like this, right? So that's Create Timber. We're switching over now to check some of this out. There are a bunch of submissions, and I'm just gonna kind of start going through them. No real rhyme or reason to it. So let's see. I want to switch the vibe up too here. This is pretty upbeat. Let's switch it up. Okay. Is Plants vs. Zombies a relaxing game? I think so. Darth. I love that game. It's so relaxing and chill to me. I'm glad you've been having a chill day today, by the way. This is excellent. Okay. Let's see. So, we got some from Mashi here. Let's take a look. Mashi's been writing these rhymes that I've really been enjoying this month. So the prompt was believe. Believe in a dream. Inside a weaver's shop was nothing left to weave. Production made a full stop. Dreams are made believe. Oh. I like that one. That's a thinkers right there. Yeah. I liked the imagery in this one quite a lot. Nice. All right, let's see. What else do we got? By the way, I don't know why this isn't showing up at the top. It is probably... Hold on a sec. I don't want to switch this up right now. Never mind. I was gonna say, if you go into the Discord, you can see up at the top, the pinned post will show what all the prompts for the month are. I was gonna show off today's, but it doesn't really matter. I'm getting sidetracked. We'll come back here. Nate, you just posted yours. Awesome. We'll be checking that out then. Did you tag it stream okay? Blossom. Another from Mashi. In spring's gentle light, flowers start to blossom. Birds take flight. Meow, that was possum. I like that. The turn at the end I didn't expect. Very nice. Prince liked that too. Weirdly, Silk Song became a relaxing game for me. Really, Darth? Yeah, that would be a hard sell for some people in the relaxing department. I'm getting a little overlap here. Hold on. There we go. I heard Silk Song is just a really hard game. Skyrim, I could see it, but like with Kingdom Hearts, I'd probably put it on easier difficulty. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts can be difficult when you're playing on a higher difficulty. But when you have it on like just normal, you can basically mash X to win a lot of times. Hero, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Skyrim wouldn't be the same without bugs. Oh my god, yeah. Any Bethesda game without bugs doesn't feel like a Bethesda game. You know? Shine. Oh, I also drew this at the con. That's so cool. I like this. Clyde's always got some great art. I love her little guys, man. They're some of my favorite types of she always does this with her sketch style. These are some of my favorite things about her art style. It's just like her generic little guys. They're so cute. I feel like they would make like excellent stickers with like any kinds of sayings and phrases on them. Like they're so nice. That's cool. Shine. It makes me think of like how we can shine together when we support each other and when we're not alone. All it takes is reaching out, you know? Hero says, I never played Skyrim. I know the game is good, but I always have a friend who kept nudging me to play it and it drove me insane. Oh man, we talk about that sometimes here. You got that friend who's like, you should play this. You should play this. Dude, you should play this. Doesn't it just make you not want to play it? It's the opposite thing. I'm like, man, somebody's going on and on and on and on about it. I just don't want to. And I know that's not like that for everybody, but I'm a hipster. So just saying, if you ever want to get me into anything, my friends, the last thing you want to do is bludgeon me over the head with it. I'm with you in there and that one, Hero. What's going on, Ghosty? Welcome back. Been playing a ton of DMC. Oh, after not playing it for ages and muscle memories there, I'm glad. It's funny how that stuff sticks with you, right? Like riding a bicycle. That's so cool. Have you been playing the collection? Or are you playing DMC like the reboot one? Mammoths falling from the sky. That's a Skyrim thing right there. Oh my god, this one's for Embrace. Okay, this one comes from Clyde again. Embrace. Hold on, let me see. It looks like they're... What is this? What is that? It almost looks like they're looking at something through a magnifying glass. And it almost makes me think they're embracing their curiosity. You know? Huh, what do you guys see in this one? It's a snail! Oh my god, it's a snail! Oh yes! Yes! Nate, I'm so glad you said that. I would not have seen that. I would not have seen that otherwise. Oh my gosh. I had to buy Nitro to post mine because of file size. Really? Oh my gosh, Nate. That's one of the reasons I pay for Nitro as well. Because I upload large files in a few servers. I made an extra one for Faintest of Hearts, but also because Pusheen is too cute. No way. Did this at the con too? Ah, it's so cute. I want to squeeze it. Oh my god. Why is Pusheen so damn cute? What a perfect little guy. Oh man. Embrace, dude. A good prompt. Finally got lucky and pulled Cyrene the other day. Nice. Nice job. I'm currently playing 5 and then the definitive one, but I'm planning to rebuy the collection. Oh, cool. Devil May Cry 5 is so sick, dude. Oh my god, I love that game. It was such a fun time. That game started off slow for me too. Like the first couple of chapters, I was like, I don't know about this. It's okay. But then like, I don't know, like chapter 5 or 6, I was like, dude, this game's incredible. And then for the rest of the game, I was just like, this is the best Devil May Cry game ever. It's so amazing. It just kept getting cooler and more fun. And like had jaw-dropping moments for me. I was like, wow. I will say this, 70% of them were because I was already a long-running fan of the entire franchise, and it really capitalizes on appealing to its fan base. And so without that, I don't know that it would have been as cool, but like I was in it, dude, because I've been playing those games since forever. I think about it though, and I'm like, I want to go back and play the series again because I haven't played 1 or 2 in a long time. And 3 and 4 I've played a little more recently, but still, it's been a good 5 or 6 years. I got to go back. I love being told to do something 50 times. What do you mean? Yeah, Ghosty loves it. That's her favorite. It's her favorite thing. It's so funny. I know we're thinking about the same thing. All right, create timber posts. We got more. This one, the prompt was shine. Another one from Mashi. A fortress made of ice. Gather diamonds in its mine. Taking a break would be nice. Gently does the lantern shine. A fortress made of ice. What I'm curious, what were you thinking about with this one, Mashi? Because there's good imagery here again, and I'm wondering if it's like there was a game that you were playing that you were thinking of, or if it was just this was just what was on the dome. Also, before I forget, I want to react to these. Oh man, I stepped away and probably missed a lot of cool art. Just a couple things. We were looking at Shine and Embrace from Clyde. I didn't realize that this was a snail that their guy was hugging over here. Kingdom Hearts 3 Frozen World. Oh my god. Nice. That's what you thought when you read it? No way, Jen. Look at that. It translated well. We got one here from Felicity, or Jen, as she is known, or Jenny rather, as she is known. Here on the fence. Let's see. Cuddle Toriel, butterscotch and cinnamon, spare and spare and spare. I like that. A Undertale haiku. I like that she's continued to do this year too. Last year she was all about the haikus, and she nailed it all month long. So it's cool we're getting some more of these this year. Spare and spare and spare. It's that's such a good closer. You got one here for Embrace from Mashi as well. Among countless stars, there was a place with sand-filled jars capturing the sun's embrace. With sand-filled jars capturing the sun's embrace. It's so poetic. Imagine capturing sunlight in a jar. Something magical about it. I don't know if it's just because I was watching Aki play Honkai Star Rail recently, but it makes me think of Honkai. A bottled sun. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck trying to beat the Devourer of God, Sadistic. You got this, man. You got this. Andy's doing a KCD1 hardcore run. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus, Kevin, you were working 12 hours today? My god. My god. You need a break, brother. You need a little downtime. Lucid gets it. He said earlier, you got to use reverse psychology. Be like, nah, you wouldn't like that game. Yeah, that definitely makes me a lot more intrigued, you know? Or on the opposite front, if somebody is recommending a game to me, tell me why I would like it. Tell me why I would like it. Like, if you just generally say, oh, Vince, this game is so awesome. No, tell me why I would like it. Be like, Vince, I think this game actually has a battle system that reminds me of when you played this, and I remember how you really liked that. So like, it might be worth checking out sometime. Or like, there's something about this that reminded me of when you were playing this, or what you told me that you liked about this game over here. Something like that is going to be a much easier sell than just being like, it's amazing, you have to play it. I'll be like, all right, maybe. You know, like, which means probably never.
Gungaga.
Gungaga. Vince, you would like KCD because your best pal ever, Andy, loves it. See, that doesn't do it for me. It makes me happy that you play it. It doesn't make me want to play it at all. It just makes me really glad that you have that game to play. Me go goo goo. Go goo goo. The sun. That's not what I want. Why is this here? Soonberry. Sure. I was not expecting that. Oh man, go Space Mermy. She got the emotes, dude. Oh man. See? You know what's better? I'll give you a hint. Jackpot. Jackpot. All right. Equilibrium. That's the prompt. We got this from Felicity. Bouncing up high, looking down on world below. Stay straight and narrow. On the straight and narrow. I like this. Even though Jen is an absolute immoral monster in that game. The Andy theme song, yeah, it's playing right now. Every time you're here. I swear. Equilibrium from Clyde. Oh, this one's cool. Like over a waterfall there. Oh, wow. Over a fractured plank. Huh. I love the perspective of this one too. Like kind of looking up at the little guy. The most interesting element of this one to me is the fractured plank. Or it might be like a fallen log or something like that. That's going over this. Where it's like it's one thing to try and balance and cross like a river, especially one that might be close to like the edge, like a waterfall, but then like for your footing to also be unsteady. Ooh. It makes me think of, and maybe it's just because it's where my head's been at, but it makes me think of just what we were talking about at the beginning of stream, you know, where everybody's been kind of going through it and trying to get through their days and feeling like you're sort of just on edge. You're tired, you're burnt out. You're trying to still make it to the next day, though. You're trying to still get what you need to get done. And it feels like a balancing act. But then, like, the more days pass without rest, the balancing act also starts to feel like you're not just trying to stay, like, upright. You're also trying not to let the ground from under you fall. But you don't really have that much control over that part of it, you know? It's kind of scary. This is a good post. All right, I want to see Nate's. I want to see Nate's because I know Nate is here. Let's see. We should have another one. How do we just refresh this? Hey. Are we in ads? Ah, okay. We'll take a quick ad break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some more Create Timber posts. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. You guys are amazing. Such creative minds here. So, yeah. I'll see you here in a few minutes. Thank you for tuning in so far. Enjoy the break. It's okay, though, because my boy has Swallow. Nothing can hurt us as long as my boy has Swallow. Crotchety by Rose. Wait, that's not her name at all. That's not her name at all. It's Crochet by Rose. I read that as Crotchety Rose. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rose. I'm so sorry. I put so many things in my mouth, Derek. What is life but a great tasting journey, you know? What other way to experience this world than through its many varieties of flavors? Oh, God. You're the best. Oh! Oh, no. That scared the hell out of me, dude. Damn, he got me. He got me. How do you have such intellectual conversation while sleep talking? This is the magic kingdom of Zeal, where dreams can be made reality. But nothing in this world comes free. There is always a price to be paid. Oh, okay, he's gone. What the hell? I'm telling you, though, that's what it was. That's what happened. Also, I love Reaps.
Okay, I believe you.
Biggest hurdles for me is learning how much I do per day, said Jack, because I ended up in the hospital a few times. Because, oh my God! Oh my God! Hey! Oh God! Ow! This all being said, thank you all for indulging my ramble. Indulging my ramble. Thankful indulging my ramble. I don't know why it came out that way. At any time, SW, we're all about indulge. Why do I keep doing all right, that? We are back. Thank you for tuning in. Indulging the rambles. We're checking out some Create Timber prompts today. Y'all have been making some really neat stuff. We've got one from Nate here. Also, are you guys all settled in? You back from your bathroom breaks? You got your drinks? You got your snacks? Are you cozy? You should be. If you're not, if you're feeling tense, if you're feeling stressed out, here's what I want you to do right now, okay? Stretch. Take both arms. Reach the ceiling. Lean back. And fan out like you're going to give somebody a gigantic hug. And if you have someone to give a gigantic hug to, do it. Oh. And take a deep breath. And out. There you go. Feel a little better? Just a good reminder. You just need to move a little bit, you know? Sometimes we sit there from one place for too long. We get stiff. We forget to breathe. All right. Now that we're all feeling a little better, got my Greek yogurt and blueberries and a warm blanket. Oh, yeah, that sounds cozy as hell, Kev. I love that for you. It's not just me. It's 3 of us from the collective in one video. In this one here? Oh, I'm very excited. Awesome. We had to practice for years to switch on command. That's wild, dude. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Not our song, but it fits the vibe. It's a song? Okay, wait. If there's audio, we should... Let's turn the music off. Okay, here we go. Let's check this out.
One foot in the ground, 1 foot in the grave. Don't you dare make a sound. Shh. Hear you from a mile away. Run from the town. All you need is your name and the sweat on your brow and the blood running through your veins. Don't think twice, you'll be dead in a second. Turn your eyes from your hands to the heavens. Kill your pride, turn your fear to a weapon. And don't you forget it. Oh, don't you let them take control. Don't you let them break your soul. It's not the devil at your door. It's just your shadow on the floor.
Ooh. Got the chops and the emotion.
One eye on the clock, one eye on the mirror. Take a step through your thoughts. Is it getting clear? If you fall whenever night falls, will you listen to my call? Who do you trust for knowing it all? For knowing it all. Don't think twice, you'll be dead in a second. Turn your eyes from your hands to the heavens. Kill your pride, turn your fear to a weapon. And don't you forget it. No, don't you let them take control. Don't you let them break your soul. It's not the devil at your door. It's just your shadow on the floor.
That's such a powerful line, too. It's not the devil at your door, just a shadow on the floor. I don't believe we've ever met Morgan, by the way, Nate.
Tell me that you hate me. I've heard it all before. There's a life here for the taking. Is it mine or is it yours? I'm everything you made me, from both sides of the war. It's the devil that you're facing. It's your shadow on the floor.
Ah, very good. Very good. What's this song from? I feel like this sounds so familiar, but I don't think that I can't put my finger on it. Luke, Mike dropping it. Dropped that mic like it was so hot. Yeah, and it's fascinating too. So those of you who don't know, our friend Nate, Calm Chaos Collective, has DID, and of their collective, there's 3 folks that they're sharing with us in this video here. So there's Nate, who we get to talk to fairly regularly because they're the most prominent of the collective. We've talked with Luke a time or two as well, like during our Dead Space streams and things like that. And then Morgan, like I don't think we've met Morgan. There's what was I gonna say? If you're not sure like what like DID is, like dissociative identity disorder, it used to be something that was known as like split personalities. So people with different like personalities within their minds that would switch due to some triggers. They call them alters, and they would like when they come. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. And Nate can clear this up a lot better than I could. But the personalities all have like very distinct sets of like memories and like personalities, and depending on how different people will experience it, some of them like are more aware of their other alters than others, and some are completely unaware. depending on like how they're experiencing it. But yeah, so yeah, that was super cool, dude. Thanks for sharing that with us, Nate. Yeah, I'm the current host, Morgan's birth host, meaning she was in charge of the system for the first 23 years of our life. Right. And the systems, right? System is that's the term for like the collective as a whole, right? Like would that be something that you would attribute to like your body, like physical self, right? Wait, what did I miss? I heard a thing, and I'm sorry. I was like in the you know me. I was in the weeds. What did I miss? Oh my God, Andy. Holy crap, with gift subs. My guy, dude, thank you so freaking much. 10 gifts of Jesus, dude. Andy. Andy's out here. He's been I don't know if he's been doing this since before him or not, but he's out here Gregging. He's out here Gregging, or has Greg been Andy? And I don't know anymore. Thanks, dude, for the gift sub to Demiquasi, Enzo152, Bambina Fofina, Yonaya Yama, Jhood618, Sage the Day, Queen V Games, and Ebbinghausen26. Oh, and not to forget Casper the Grave and Heavy Eyed. Congratulations. Enjoy your new subs courtesy of Siliath. Our very own Andy, my man. Thanks, dude. You're the GOAT. I appreciate your support. Truly. Especially after all these years, man. Holy moly. My crusade against the ads will never end. Kill the ads! Destroy the ads! An ad can't keep a good fencer down. That's what we're learning here today. Your caterpillar. Oh, man. Every time I see the caterpillar, like the Andy Pillar thing, it takes me back, man. It's good nostalgia. Systems are the collective of all alters, body and mind. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for the clarification there, Nate. Systems are the collective of all alters, body and mind. Okay. So wait, this I don't know if I don't understand this aspect of it or not. I thought that with DID, switches between personalities weren't a willful thing. I thought that they were something that just sort of happened and were outside of a person's control. What can you teach us a little bit about that, Nate? Because I just don't understand that. And I see that there was, like, in the same shot here, 3 viewer collective that are participating in this performance. So those 3 must be aware of each other, like, on a regular basis then? Is that the case? Also, if I speak ignorantly or do not understand all of what I'm saying, please feel free to correct me. I am not going to take offense to that whatsoever. I'm just, I'm trying to speak with what I know to communicate about a thing that I don't know a lot about yet. But I really would like to learn more. What is going on with this heart emote? I feel like it's trying to eat me. Oh my God. All right. I like that. Let me see. No, I don't want to be consumed by the heart emote. Oh. I'm trying to, I don't know that I have the best emote for this. I'll give it this one. We'll get the hype emote. I like that. How big was that file, by the way, Nate? You had to get Nitro for this one to upload it. So how big was that file? I completely forgot about DID, and I thought it was one of those multiple people logging into the same account things. Sorry for anything I may have said related to that, CCC. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not a thing that a lot of people know much about. You know? Like, I think my understanding of DID is very, very minimal, right? Like, I know enough to know I don't know enough. And it's one of those things that I think that, like, it has appeared in various ways, normally not in, like, the most understanding of ways, like in pop media, pop culture references or references in shows and things like that. But I remember, like, my first real, like, the first time I saw something that was actually, and I still don't know that it was just, like, a fair representation of the mental illness, but I remember seeing the show called United States of Terror when I was in high school. And it was a fascinating show to me because it was about a woman, a mom who lived with DID, and sort of how that impacted her life and how raising a family with that condition could look like. And again, I don't know that it was one of those types of shows that was, like, very good at portraying it because I don't have my own personal experience with it. But it kind of reminded me of, like, oh God, there was a show that tried to do that with autism as well. And it's just, like, escaping me right now. Hold on, I need to look. What was it called? I loved this show too. Atypical. It reminded me, like, of how Atypical is, where it's like a story about this high school kid who lives with autism and sort of how the family, like, dynamic is affected by it, and, like, his perspective and, like, his sisters and his mom's and his dad's perspective and, like, all his friends and everything, where, like, I feel like it probably did a better job than a show normally would have in the past, but, like, wouldn't check all the boxes sort of thing, you know, but it's still, like, I think, like, tried. So again, that was like the United States of Terror show was, like, my first real encounter with the idea of what something like that could look like. Otherwise, I had heard about it, like, just from reading stuff online, but that was it. So my point is that, like, I've been interested in it and have had very, very little opportunities to actually understand it well. And I think a lot of people aren't even exposed to it. And so they'll have minimal to no understanding of it. And when people do live with it, it's not the easiest thing to talk to people about or explain. Like, I imagine it could be a very isolating experience to live with, you know? Again, that's mostly coming from conjecture. I can't speak from experience on that. So maybe I should have shut up is kind of where I'm coming back to here. But anyway. Yeah, you got the musical in you. Lyrics so clever. Yeah, dude, it was very, very show-tuney. That post is very, very show-tuney. The original author was Livingston, a YouTuber. Oh, very cool. Livingston. And the song's called Shadow. There you go. Shadow by Livingston. I really like that. Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling down here. So I'm going to catch up on a couple of these messages for some of the questions that we had. Thank you, Jen, by the way, for reminding me about Atypical. I think DID is one of the newer defined phenomena in psychology, as far as I know. DID, I think the first time I heard of it referred to that way was probably in, like, 2008, 2009. So, like, in the realm of psychology, definitely newer. But it's kind of weird to think about at this point. It's like, damn, dude, that was like 18, 17 years ago. I don't know. It's one of those things I have to look up to pin down for sure. I was about to say that DID is not shown very well in media. I think we talked about this a long time ago with a different QOD. Yeah, Lucid. Yeah. It's interesting, oftentimes, the characters that are autistic coded are oftentimes where the community gravitates to the most. That is interesting, isn't it? Remember reading, though, that there have been cultures that recognize plural personalities in people? Mm-hmm. I have some experience with that, but it's no happy memory, so I prefer not to talk about it. Totally respect that, Mashi. I totally respect that. Yeah. I feel like I missed something here. Did I scroll past? I did scroll past. Sorry about that. Okay. So Nate said earlier, and I know we're like on a tangent right now, but this is very interesting to me. Here we go. Nate said they can have distinct memories and distinct personalities. Okay, can, but not always, right? Not all alters are completely different from each other, as there are some systems with hundreds or thousands of alters. That sounds exhausting. That sounds exhausting. That would be a difficult thing to keep track of. I can better explain things in like a Discord talk, but I'll try to tap it out if you're not comfortable with that. Yeah, we typically don't do that here. But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to like try and type some things out. That's very, very helpful. So in our system, the others don't lose memory between switches. Only I do, or Morgan when she was the host. So Morgan and Nate will lose memories between switches. So as long as I start the song, we can switch on command midway through the music and keep up. It varies wildly between systems. So it's another one of these things that like most mental illnesses is it depends on the individual on how they're going to experience it, right? And if it can vary that wildly, then it would be a difficult thing for a lot of people to understand. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's always like, I mean, individuality is a thing, no matter what you're talking about, I guess. But this always makes me think about how, like, I'll say that thing where if you've met a person with bipolar disorder, you've met one person with bipolar disorder, and like you can't generally say this is how people with bipolar are, because like everybody, there might be a lot of commonalities, but the way people are affected by it and like what they do in response to those effects is unique, right? So it's amazing to me how like the concept of that is applicable across so many different types of diseases and disabilities and just neurodivergent experiences. Okay. Thanks for helping us understand a little bit more, Nate. Yeah. Is it in the DSM? It is in the DSM. Yeah. I'm going down a rabbit hole now. So let's look. Identity disorder DSM. So would it be? Actually, wait. Hold on. Let's do it this way. DSM. I just want to look at. This be the way to look it up here? Explore updates. Let's see here. Maybe it's in updates. That's probably not what we want to look at. Updates. I just want to search it. I think looking at changes is not the way to go. Here we go. Symptoms are relatively uniform in terms of reasoning. There are many different themes and an infinite number of different compulsions. Like with OCD? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and again, OCD is another one of those that just isn't portrayed the best in media. You know, I'm not. This is not what I want. I just want the diagnostic code. But probably it's a thing you usually have to buy. But there's isn't it American Psychology? Da 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 da. Maybe we can't view it here. Yeah, because this is just the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is so. I was looking some stuff up for was it borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder recently, and I was able to find that. Okay, and this is in DSM-5. The code doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to see that it was in fact in the DSM. And yeah, okay. Disruption of identity characterized by two or more distinct personality states, which may be described in some cultures as an experience of possession. The disruption in identity involves marked discontinuity in sense of self and sense of agency, accompanied by related alterations in affect, behavior, consciousness, memory, perception, cognition, and or sensory motor functioning. These signs and symptoms may be observed by others or reported by the individual. For example, recurrent gaps in the recall of everyday events, important personal information, traumatic events that are inconsistent with ordinary forgetting. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this, but yeah. So if you want to learn a little more about this, you can check that out there. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder when it made it into, when I wonder when it made it into the DSM. So this is so interesting. I'm like, this is where I'm at now. I'm so into this. I've learned the phrase "everyone's a little OCD" frustrates me after my diagnosis. Yep. In the same way that like the weather is bipolar, or I'm having a bipolar kind of day, would frustrate me as somebody who lives with it. Or I'm like, it's people don't mean it as such, but it's like it shows such a misunderstanding of what those things are. You know, like it's an oversimplification. Yeah. Way people talk about OCD and the way it's depicted is the first time I've felt truly stigmatized. Yeah. So it's good to talk about, like, if you experience some things like this, it's good to share your experience, because and I'll say this right now, even with looking at things that talk about a condition, right? There is what a diagnostic manual like the DSM will say. There is what a doctor will say. And then there is what the person who's living with it will tell you about what the experience is like. And there might be overlap amongst all of those, but there will be differences amongst all of those as well, or between all of those as well. And I think it's really important to take in the experience piece, the person who experiences it, what that is like for them. I think that's incredibly important in trying to understand these things and how they can affect people. It's something that I try to tell people in the mental health field a lot whenever I'm like working with other like therapists or psychologists, or talking with any mental health professionals in general, especially social workers. Those social workers tend to get that part of it. It's the more clinical professionals that forget sometimes that they need to do that and not just group people in a category of like diagnoses or labels and terminology, you know? But yeah, The individual experience is super duper important to take in. So let's see. I wanted to see specifically when dissociative identity disorder was made a term in the DSM. La 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 la. I might have already passed it. Historical prevalence. That's diagnoses. Okay. Oh, in the 19th century, dédoublement, or double consciousness, the historical precursor to DID, was frequently described as a state of sleepwalking, with scholars hypothesizing that the patients were switching between a normal consciousness and a somnambulistic state. That's so interesting. Wow. They described it as sleepwalking. Because the person probably wouldn't have any memory of what they were doing in that time. Kind of like somebody who sleepwalks does. That's so interesting. I never would have like associated the two with each other. Anyway, let's see. Is this still talking about just like cases? 1908, we got the term schizophrenia. Which that's a whole spectrum of things now too, by the way. Those of you who don't know. Schizoaffective disorder there's a lot of different types of ways that will present itself. And so it's not just schizophrenia anymore. Related, but not the same thing, right? History in the DSM. Oh, here it is. This is exactly what I was looking for. There's so much good information in the chat right now. I count after locking the front to remember that I locked the door. Other than that, it's mostly obsession. Okay, so different experiences of OCD here, right? Between Lucid and Andy. Interesting. So they're themes, right? Is that what you're saying, Andy? That like there are certain themes that will be more prominent, that will like trigger obsessive tendencies or compulsive tendencies for you? Harm, OCD in general, mostly contamination, right? Driving is one of my most intense themes. Yes, okay, and we've heard that before with you, just from what you've shared with us. Nate says, I just say Mother Nature's off her meds again instead of bringing up a specific disorder. Yeah, Mother Nature's off her meds again. That's funny. Yeah. All right, what the heck? Where am I at? I was just trying to answer a question. ICD-10, that's criteria lacking, blah, blah, blah. DSM-5 updated the definition of DID in 2013. I feel like it's in here somewhere. DSM made more changes to DID than any other dissociative disorder and renamed it DID. Yeah, but when? Changed for two reasons. First, emphasizes the main problem is not multitude of personalities, but rather a lack of a single unified identity, and emphasis on identities as centers of information processing. So like systems, right? Systems. Second, the term personality is used to refer to characteristic of patterns, thoughts, behaviors. This is a different thing. Slayer with the resub. I only come in here to celebrate my subs just because I sleepy. That's okay. It is late. It's so nice to see you, Cypher. Dude, thank you so much for the 9 months of sub love. Holy moly. That's amazing. Also, where am I? Why is my... Gee, I didn't realize this whole time. There I am. Hi. I'm just showing you a big screen this whole time. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hi, Nate. long time no see. Oh my God. Schizoaffective is another thing we have. There you go. I feel like that could be like a common overlap too, right? Kind of like it's so interesting. Even with bipolar, which is what I have, there's a lot of people where bipolar and schizoaffective diagnoses can not overlap, but they're co-occurring, right? People will have both. I think it's because it depends on like if the person with bipolar has a stronger prevalence of like psychotic symptoms. And we hear words like psychotic symptoms and we think, oh my God, like psychotic, like crazy person, like dangerous, right? That's not it. The psychotic symptoms, psychosis, that's what it's referring to. And psychosis is just experiencing a disconnect from reality. It doesn't necessarily mean something dangerous. It can, there's potential there, but it shouldn't be assumed automatically that that's what it's going to mean, right? Just the same as like
Sorry, but you've thrown off the first groove.
Greg, what's up, man? But yeah, a person who experiences psychosis should not be presumed dangerous the same way a person who is holding a knife should be presumed dangerous. Like, could they be? Yes. But like, what's the context of it, right? Is the person with the knife in a kitchen making dinner? Probably not very dangerous, right? The context matters a lot. So, psychotic symptoms and psychosis might trigger red flags in your brain as, oh my God, dangerous. Don't assume that it's dangerous. It can be. It is. A lot of people live with some degree of psychosis and are perfectly regularly functioning members of society. You probably walk past them on a regular basis. They struggle, but they're not dangerous. So just I thought I'd get that out there because we don't talk about that a whole lot. Checking in during the Birds game because I love y'all. During the Birds game? Oh my God, that's like sacred time. Not for me, but for people who like football. That's excellent, man. Thanks for making some time for us. That's so nice of you. Hey, big hugs and tiny kisses to you, Greg. How's the game going? How are you doing? Yeah, nerd stuff is fun. Nerd stuff is fun. No offense, let El Goom reign. No way, Cypher. No way. Schizoaffective bipolar type? Yeah. I mean, they're like different diagnoses, right? But they can be co-occurring and often are co-occurring. Like where I work at the crisis residence, we get folks with both all the time. All the time. And like, I remember when I was a kid, my bipolar diagnosis was a different type than it became because I had psychotic symptoms present because I used to hear voices whenever I was a kid. And I haven't heard anything like that since, my gosh, I must have been in like 6th or 7th grade the last time I experienced something like that. The only types of like psychosis I think I've experienced since then is like I'll see shadows and stuff sometimes. And like think that like, I don't know, there are people, places that there are not, and I'll have to like look and I'll know that they're not there and I'll have to look again anyway because it just like, I think I see something, but it's like shadows, you know? And other than that, like, I have never really experienced something like that since then. So, I don't know. My diagnosis changed, though, because those symptoms went away, right? So, again, diagnoses and things that will be, like, professionals use the DSM to administer diagnoses. That's where the criteria are found. So, if symptomology doesn't line up, then the diagnosis changes, right? Which, by that logic, we can see where, like, when people are recovering and learn how to manage the disorders that they live with better, symptoms start to change, right? Because, like, that person might still deal with that feeling that would cause a certain behavior, but because they know how to manage it, the symptom doesn't show. or is not as prevalent enough any longer to be considered disruptive to their life. And so like, yeah, that then like, again, the diagnosis changes. So that means that like, while mental illness isn't really a thing that gets cured per se, like physical illnesses might, it is something that people recover from and through, because they can do things that will lessen the impact of, or the negative impact that it might present to their life, which is good to know. It's really good to know. Anyway, did we find the answer to the question? We came down this rabbit hole because we were trying to figure out when DID showed up in the DSM, like what year, and I don't think I found the answer to that. I saw where the update to the DSM, and like they updated the definition, which was in 2013. I'm glad they omitted the terms hysteria and neurosis. That's good. Once a rarely occurring spontaneous phenomena, research in 1944 showed 76 cases. The diagnosis became an artifact of bad, naive psychotherapy, which is referring to which diagnosis again? Oh, multiple personality disorder. Okay. And those were being, like, people were being talked about in books that were mimicking the structure of the DSM, but were not the DSM. Interpersonality amnesia was removed as a diagnostic feature from the DSM-3 in 1987. So this has been in the DSM for a long time. But was it always DID though? In 1994, the fourth edition of the DSM replaced the criteria again and changed the name of the condition from multiple personality disorder to the current dissociative identity disorder. Right here. Here it is, 1994. DID has been in the DSM since 1994. And that was when it was changed from multiple personality disorder to DID. There we go. We found the answer. We did it. We got there. I knew we could do it. Greg, with the gift subs. My God, thank you so much. Wait, what? I thought, what? Oh, you said you were going to head out and then you did that? My goodness. Big hugs. Tiny kisses. Thank you so much, man. Darth Death, Extra Life, Please, Cozy Kristen, Schlee 3v3, and Floofy Mimu. Enjoy the gifted sub, courtesy of Backwards Mirrors. Oh man, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the love and support. Everybody enjoy your new emotes, enjoy the ad-free viewing experience, the 10% off of the Fence merch shop, and yeah, I'm glad that you guys are here. Greg, I'm glad that you were here today. Thanks for making some time in the middle of football. And I'm by the way, I'm proud of you for not gambling on sports. That's a silly thing to do. No one needs to throw their money in the money hole. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel right not causing a little chaos. Greg is chaos incarnate, I feel like. Thank you, Sadistic. Well, Greg, this is some of the coolest chaos you could bestow upon us here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Before I was born, said Nate. Yes. Dissociative identity disorder. I keep saying disassociative. It's dissociative. Dissociative identity disorder made it into the DSM in 1994. Wild, dude. Check this out. It changed the name of the condition from multiple personality disorder to emphasize the importance of changes to consciousness and identity rather than personality. Right. Which is a savvy change to make, I think. And it can help to clear up some confusion in how it affects people. Okay. Thanks, Sadistic. Not inaccurate. I know, Mr. Chaos Man. All right, this time for real though. Love y'all. Bye. Love y'all. Love you, dude. Enjoy the rest of your game, man. I'll see you. Are you coming for trivia? Why am I asking you questions? Why am I asking him questions? He said he's trying to leave. This is like how freaking every phone call with me and my mom goes. I swear to God. I hope that we'll see you on Wednesday for 80s music trivia, man. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't know how to end a conversation. 2 years prior to Bebe. To Bebe, Nate. You're 96, Bebe. I was a 91, Bebe. That's pretty cool, man. Wow. Okay. I'm about to break away from this. This was a rabbit hole that I didn't know I really wanted to go down until we started doing it. I'm like, man, this is interesting. Let's see. Condition retains an inherent subjectivity due to difficulty in defining terms such as personality, identity, ego state, and even amnesia. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're getting in the weeds here. You want to learn more about this? You can also check this out. This is I'll send a link to the chat. It's the same Wikipedia article I've been looking at. Between this and the last one that I sent, where it was actually referencing the DSM specifically, you can learn a little bit more about dissociative identity disorder from the lens of a clinical perspective. Okay? And now take all this stuff. I want to say this. Let me see if I can say this right. I don't want to say take all of this with a grain of salt, because this is literally like it is the diagnostic criteria and information related to it for this condition from a medical standpoint, right? It's accurate, it's correct. Even if our understanding of it will change in the future, this is what professionals are going to be using, right? So that don't take that with a grain of salt in terms of like what it actually is. But be open while you're learning about this from this clinical lens. Be open to understanding individual experiences of people you may encounter who live with dissociative identity disorder, like Nate and his collective, and learn from them. Ask them questions, talk to them. Don't grill them and give them the third degree, right? But like, be open to their experiences. And if something comes up where somebody maybe is experiencing something that is different from what you have read here, or is a little different than what you would understand it to present based on what you're learning from something like this type of information, maybe mention that in the conversation and try to learn more, ask more questions, right? Remember, even professionals should continue to ask questions in their practice so they can continue to learn. As soon as you stop asking questions, you stop learning. And guess what? The world doesn't stay static. It's constantly changing, constantly evolving, as are the people in it. Okay? At the end of the day, all this stuff here is about people. It's all about people. All right. Thanks for going down that rabbit hole with me. That's fun. We learned something. We learned some things on Fence Stream sometimes, right? Yeah. Fence, okay, if you want to learn more about this, stay tuned, because I'm about to read even more. No, that's not what I'm about to do, Kevin. Statistics hydration duty is strong today, man. Strong. Remember to look at things from a different perspective than just the medical one. 110%. What statistics said. Oh, the game I'm making, there's a character with DID in it. For real. That is so cool, dude. That is so cool. Yeah, representation for people with disabilities of all kinds, I think, is important. It helps other people to understand what it could be like. If there was one thing, and Lucid, I know, will be with me on this one. He's talked about this game several times. There's one thing I absolutely loved about the original Hellblade game. It was the fact that they went so far. They went to such great lengths to try and make sure that their interpretation and understanding of schizophrenia and schizoaffective conditions was being portrayed accurately. Not only did they do their research, they brought in experts into the development team to advise them on what people who experienced like psychosis were like, what their experiences as described by them were, how their interpretations from a professional standpoint could be like included in their portrayal of it in the game. But not just that, they also brought in people who lived with it and got their accounts and tried to understand the individual perspective and the feelings that came with it, not just the symptoms, right? Not just the ways that their behavior changes, the way that they saw the world, but like the feelings and the thoughts they had in response to those feelings. What was that part of it like? Because that's a very, 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 very important piece of any disability and understanding like what it is and how it affects people. Talk to people who experience it. They're not always going to want to tell you because they've probably been stigmatized a lot. But if they can recognize this conversation as a safe conversation, and you can make it a comfortable environment, you can learn a lot. But yeah, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is an incredible game that was not true to every person's experience that lived with mental illness that had elements of psychosis involved in it. But there's so much to it that really made people feel seen. And I was one of those people too. Even though I don't have schizophrenia, the stuff that I dealt with bipolar showed up real prominently in several scenes. And even just like in Senua as a character's description of how she was feeling and how isolated her world was. It was just so impactful. But representation matters, right? Because that was a game that I was like, some people can understand what some of this might be like who never, ever will experience it for themselves. That's incredible. That's incredible. So kudos to you, Nate, for representing DID in your game and giving people a chance to understand through the lens of that game what some of this experience might be like for a person who otherwise would never be able to understand that. It's cool, dude. Standalone sequel to the one you guys made a game 4 years ago, Nate? That's wild. I didn't know that. Yo, that's so awesome. When do we get to play this game? You said you're releasing level 2? So there's a level 1 that's already out there? Did I mention the idea of a D&D character with DID who had different class for each different person? I think you did. Wasn't that like last week when we were talking about this? Dragon's End is the game name, and it depends on how much you explore and how fast you read, but it can range from 1 hour to like 4 hours of content. Dude, that's awesome. Wait, Dragon's End, so is that your guys' game? Oh, where can we check this out? That sounds amazing. Dude, I'm gonna reinstall Hellblade again and finally finish it and then play the sequel. Yeah, I wanna play the sequel too. Especially now that I can get it on PlayStation. I've been meaning to play that for a hot minute. But I don't have a reason why, other than I'm just playing other stuff right now. But it is on my priority list. But yeah, please give the first one a play if you haven't played it. It's incredible, man. It's a game. It's dark. It's heavy. It will affect you emotionally. Play with headphones. But play at a time where you feel safe to play something that is going to trigger powerful emotions. It will have some visceral points. There are trigger warnings in the game. It can be unsettling. It can make you uncomfortable. Even though the imagery is not necessarily like overly grotesque or like really dark and twisted, the portrayal of moments in that game is visceral. The psychological elements in that game can be very visceral to some. So if anybody's not played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice and you've been interested in playing it, especially as somebody who lives with mental illness, be wary of those aspects of it. Give yourself an out if you're going to check it out. I've played that game on stream years ago, and it's triggered some people. There were some people that had to dip and were like upset because they saw some things that were portrayed in it that like just made them feel some difficult emotions. It's tasteful. It's not offensive. It is real though, which is pretty fantastic for something that is set in a Norse mythological setting. You know, they do a very good job with it. But yeah, it can be a lot. So just make sure that if you are going to give that game a look, one, I highly recommend it if you're into games that portray mental health, and try to like shed some good classy light on mental health topics. And if you like action games and you like Norse mythology, but just be aware that it can be triggering for some due to its psychological impact in certain scenes. Give me a sec. I'll post the itch link in the Discord multimedia. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I'm excited to check it out, Nate. Another point, there are heavy themes in this game, so please proceed with caution and take breaks if you need. Yes, thank you. I appreciate the trigger warning there, Nate. Lisa, welcome back. How are you doing tonight? Well, wait, should Hellblade 2 go higher on our list? And I played lots of Hellblade. I got halfway through it and played it literally right after I got out of inpatient and was coming off meds. Maybe not the best idea. I could see that being challenging at that moment in your life. Yeah. I've played that game at different points in my life. Some where I've been more in a healthier place, and some where I've been in a less than healthy place. And it's affected me a little differently each time. Yeah, I can see that being a challenge with what you were going through at that moment. But okay, so you have played a bunch of it. And Hellblade 2 should go higher on our list. Yeah, I would love to play that. Actually, I think I would love to play that here. We'll just have to be really, really upfront about our trigger warnings. But I would love to bring that to the stream. Usually those games aren't too long either. I think the first Hellblade you can get through in like a good 10, 15 hours. It's fairly short. Bow, down, 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 down. Doing as well as I can, the most depressing time of the year as I can. Can we get some hugs to Lisa? Get some hearts in the chat. Listen, you're not alone, Lisa. You're not alone at all. I'm sorry that this is such a difficult time of the year for you. It's a challenging time of the year for me too. Just stuff on my mind. That isn't always on my mind, but it's a time of the year where those things, you know, we've had some losses, had some people that are no longer with us, and things like that, and yeah, the holidays and all that, it just brings that stuff up. So if you're affected by that in any way, fencers, throw some extra hearts in the chat. We're here together. I'm glad we're all here together. I'm thinking of y'all. I'm thinking of you, Lisa. Hi, I hope you're well. It's Alt101. Hello. Friendly reminder to eat, drink, and show yourself some love. You're amazing, appreciated, and I'm proud of you. Friendly stranger on the internet. Oh my God. I love the friendly stranger from the internet reminding us to do things that are good for ourselves. Thank you. We need that. We need lots of that. Alt, you're the best. I appreciate you coming in with a friendly reminder today. Oh my gosh. How are you tonight? Hopefully you are doing the same. Getting yourself some food, some drinks, some self-care this fine Monday evening. This is the best first time chat. For sure. What brings you by the fence, my friend? If it wasn't for my amazing wife and chosen family, I'd be drinking those seasons away. Then I'm so glad that you have them in your life, because that's much better than the alternative. Yeah. We need people during these times, man. It's important. It's important that we reach out. If you're feeling a little alone, a little lost out there, chat, try to remember that it won't stay that way forever. Everything is temporary. But know that you're not actually alone, especially if you're here in this place. We're here with you, okay? You can talk to us anytime. And we're in ads. Oh, of course. Of course. We're in good conversations today. I always forget to check for ads during this. Sorry. Sorry. We're going to take a quick ad break. And when we come back, let's see. Where are we at? I know that we have even more Create Timber posts, but it's 10:40 right now. And I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling when I come back. If I feel like reading some more and just chatting some more, maybe we'll do that. If I feel like playing a game, maybe we'll do that instead, and we'll come back to more of these after trivia or before trivia on Wednesday. Either way, we're taking a quick break. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stretch your legs. I'll see you here in a couple minutes.
Chris, I
Or
watched
Pluto.
the silly squats you did, and I gotta say, I could have done those squats. And my sleep. I'm riding out over here.
Listen, Elgrim, just because you made me laugh doesn't mean I'm not going to kill you later, okay? You better watch your back, you little Moogle guy. I would like to use magic, please. No cheating. I've got my eye on you. Do it over from the door, clockwise along the wall. 3 times. Well, I would like to use magic. I would like to use magic. For ages. I read this note as we have run out of booty bags, and that is not what that says. That is not what that says. Body bags. Body bag. It's still owned by the Pokemon Company. I don't know why I was surprised. All right, Simon used. Right on cue, dude. Oh my god. Somebody clipped that. That was too perfect.
I almost poo-pooed in my non-existent pants.
I almost koopoed in my non-existent pants. Oh, dude, it's so terrible. It's so terrible. It's also so musically sound. It's horrible. No!
Oh my gosh.
Go! Go! Oh god, oh no! Oh please. Oh god, no! Oh! It continues! Oh my
gosh.
Come on!
No.
That was so messed up! I had no problem with it the first lap. No!
Ah.
Oh, you guys did great though. Whew. You must smoke the demon cat. Tough. White. You broke. You broke so many things. This is why we don't have nice things. Wait. Welcome back. I got more water, which is perfect because Sadistic's already trying to drown me. And that's okay. I can use the extra hydration. You know what I mean? Kevin's fading. No. Also, I saw your message, Kevin, about wanting to reach out this weekend. I do know how it is. And I gotta be honest, I would not have been a great person to reach out to this weekend because I was where I was at. But that's what the community is for too. If you guys are ever feeling that, I'm gonna tell you, this is not just for Kevin, this is for anybody. If you're ever feeling like, man, I would like to reach out to somebody, but like I don't know what to do or how that would look, please utilize our Discord server for that. We have a channel in there called Peer-to-Peer, and people can get nervous about posting in there sometimes because they think it's gonna bother people. I promise you it's not, all right? That's a channel that like any Discord channel, like if people are there to participate in giving and receiving support, like it's all voluntary, right? Like you can have the channel on and active, or you can toggle it off if it's not for you. So like anybody that sees it is going to be there because they chose to be there. You're not bothering people by posting in peer-to-peer, even though you might feel like you are. But I promise you, it's there for you. It's there so that people that are experiencing similar things to you can offer their support, and so that people just like you can ask for some support or make part of your stories heard. Sometimes people are just venting in there, you know? There's tags for that. That's why we have a tag system. A big part of this community for me is I don't want anybody to feel like they have to go through their struggles alone. I cannot make any sort of promises to you guys that we can fix your problems because we just can't do that, right? We can't do that. If experience has taught me anything, is that nobody can fix my own problems but me, even though other people might provide an assist along the way. I am the only one who's at the end of the day is going to be able to do something about that. I think most of us understand that about ourselves as well, but that does not mean that we have to do it by ourselves. That's not the same thing. Us being the one to make the motion happen is not the same as us only needing to do it alone. We can have a better time getting through what we need to get through by talking to each other, by supporting each other, by reaching out. Normalize reaching out. That's part of what we try to do here, okay? So please use peer-to-peer. Anybody ever needs anything or needs to make their story heard in the moment because you're going through it, and that moment's gonna pass and maybe nobody will even know that it happened to you. That's a great channel to make it real, all right? You'd be surprised at who would be able to relate to you. And you'd be surprised at who that could heal to read as well, where they might think, oh my God, it's not just me. That's a powerful thing. You could be helping someone without even realizing it. But yeah, I'm sorry it's a tough week, man. And you've been going through it with being sick and everything too, Kev. Ugh, tough time. Let's see. Alt said, honestly, not too good, but I like to spread positivity when I'm not doing too good. Reggie, what's up, dude? Welcome back. I like to spread positivity when I'm not doing too good, says Alt. The world needs it, and kindness doesn't cost a dime. That's right. You don't need a reason to be kind to someone, as the Don would say from Final Fantasy IX. It is free. It's free to give. And I can relate with you, Alts, that on times where I'm struggling as well, sometimes, not every time, sometimes I need to keep some in the chamber for me, but if I'm interacting with other people especially, trying to put something good out there, spreading some positivity, helping someone else feel seen, helps me feel better because I know that I'm putting something back into the world that I would like to see more of. Reminds me that I have some value as well during a time where I might not be feeling so valuable. I'm sorry that you're going through it right now, Alts. Is there anything that we can do to support you today? Oh my God, and thanks for the follow. Holy moly. I appreciate the love and support so much. Fencers, bring our new pal over to our side of the fence with some welcome commands. Thanks for making the grass a little greener over here, buddy. It's nice to see you. I meant to reach out to be there for you, Fence, but you know, not always sure if I should. Oh, I see what you mean, Kev. I see what you mean. No, it's all good. Okay, trust me. I am definitely in a place in my life right now where, like, if I want somebody's support, I will reach out for it. Okay, I'll say this because I have some friends here, right? And some of y'all want to reach out too. Maybe you're worried about bothering me. You don't have to reach out and say, "Hey, I want to help," or "Hey, you can talk to me if you need." If you send me something funny, if you send me like a joke or just like something simple that it might make me smile or that made you smile or share part of your day with me, you know, I did this and I wanted you to know about it. Stuff like that. Like, I have come to realize that stuff is more valuable to me in tough moments than I ever understood before. Sometimes it's easier to engage with too than, hey, you want to talk about it? Because, like, if I want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. I'll reach out to folks and talk about it, or I'll put it out there in some way. Most of the time now. But I can feel disconnected. I can feel disconnected from people whenever I'm struggling. And so simple things are always helpful to me, man. Little funny things, or hey, I was thinking of you because I was doing this, or that kind of stuff. Goes way further than you all might think. Way further than you all might think. Also, probably will go way further for your other friends than you might think too. If you think you don't know what to do for somebody who's going through it sometimes, like, just letting them know you're thinking of them can be a really, really healing moment for them during a tough time. Okay, speaking of, why does Zidane have a tail? Zidane has a tail because it's his race. It's the type of organism that he is. What's going on? Why do I leave for 5 minutes and something big happens? Man, I don't know. Coincidence, sadistic. Coincidence. I'm the same way. I never reach out first with people I help, but I'm always available if they need me. That's nice. And it's a double-edged sword, right? Because, like, well, maybe double-edged sword isn't the way to describe it. Because, like, yeah, you don't reach out first whenever oh, wait, hold on. Let me read that again. My brain is doing some stupid stuff with this message right now. I'm the same way. I never reach out first with the people I help, but always am available if they need me. Right. Okay. Yeah. I was going to say the wrong thing there. Yes. I tend to reach out, so I'm not the same there. I tend to reach out. But I also understand that sometimes that can put pressure on a person, So I still am compelled to reach out, but I change the way that I reach out. That's why I shared the tidbit that I was sharing earlier, because I have learned that makes me feel better, and I've learned that some people respond to that better too, when they don't want to talk about what they're going through, but they don't want to be alone either, because those feelings of loneliness can really ramp up. Anybody ever had that feeling where you're like, you want someone to be there, but you don't at the same time, and then you're just frustrated on top of whatever you're going through? You're frustrated at yourself for not trying to talk to somebody when you know that might be a way to make what you're going through real. You're frustrated that if somebody did reach out, you didn't want to talk to them. And so then you maybe squandered that moment of opportunity. That feeling sucks. Always says, oh my God, it's the worst. And it really sucks because it does compound onto whatever you're going through. If you are a person that likes to support other people, but you don't want to impose upon what they're going through, just tell them about part of your day. Don't go into detail. One sentence. Hey, I was doing this today and I was just thinking of you. It can be completely unrelated to the thing that you were doing. Okay. For instance, it might be something like I was playing I was playing City Skylines this weekend, and you crossed my mind. I appreciate you. Just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. Something like that, right? I might say that to a friend who doesn't play that game. It doesn't matter. I thought of them this weekend while I was playing it. That's cool. Reading that is powerful when you're in a dark place, because you feel like you're kind of in this space that's not real. You're kind of in this space that like people don't care whether they actually do or not. And like, it's like a space where you kind of don't matter. You feel like you don't matter. That shatters that perception. Stuff like that shatters that perception. It's so nice, man. So, yeah, just some food for thought. It feels good to receive those types of messages. So maybe consider trying to just share something simple with somebody in the future when you want to reach out to them, but you're worried about bugging them. I can't seem to join the Discord. Oh, did the link not work? Hold on. Oh, Jen, thank you. Thank you for getting alts hooked up there. I appreciate it. Newfie Pirate, let's pay tribute to the Edmund Fitzgerald of 50 years ago today. The Edmund Fitzgerald. I'm historically stupid. So wait. Today's November 10th. Hold on. An American Great Lakes freighter that famously sank during a storm on Lake Superior on November 10th, 1975. This resulted in the deaths of 29 crew members. Oh my God. The ship was perhaps best known through Gordon Lightfoot's 1976 ballad, The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. The wreck site's now protected, and a major part of the ship's bell was removed in 95 for display at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum. Oh, man. Yeah, moment of remembrance then for the Edmund Fitzgerald. I didn't even know about this, dude. I didn't even know about this. Today I learned. We're learning a lot today. Newfie, thanks for bringing this to our attention. Anybody else know about this? I'm the patron saint of stewing in my sadness till I either cool off or implode. Well, hey. One step at a time, Reggie. You don't have to completely shift course, but dip a little toe into some new waters every once in a while, you know? You'll keep growing, keep expanding. I relate though, dude. I do a lot of that myself. It's been nice that you have been sharing more of your thoughts with us in the community lately. Though I don't know if you get frustrated at us ever. I could see how maybe you might sometimes, because I don't know if we sound like broken records, but like I have appreciated that rather than just keeping it to yourself like you're a wont to do, that sometimes you're like, hey, I'm having this thought about like my friend and I don't know how they're going to react to this, or hey, I want to post this, or hey, I see myself this way, but I don't really like think of myself in a positive light this way, but I'm glad that other people can. But here's like, you know, I like that you're sharing some of your thought process and opening the door for other people to understand a little bit. But yeah, I know that's very difficult for you to do most times. So keep doing it. Keep reaching out whenever you feel comfortable with doing so. And hopefully being able to do that has been helpful for you too. If not only in just recognizing that you're not alone in it, you know, and people do care. Sorry, I went quiet. I had a DM from a frustrated fellow system that messed up their plural kit, so we had to help debug. Oh, that's no worries. No worries, Nate. That's nice of you to be there to help them out. I feel like that would, I don't know what a plural kit is, but it's nice that they had somebody who could understand like the nature of their problem to talk with and get some help with, or help from, rather. I don't think many people think of me, and that's fine. Similar to Reggie, it confuses me when I hear that people were thinking of me, because like, What is it to say? Why am I in your mind? Ask people whenever they say that, you know? But like, don't ask them and then just like let it go in one ear out the other. Like, ask them and then take it to heart. You don't have to agree with the reasons why you were on their mind, but accept that that's their reality and that they think of you for those reasons, you know? It's good to remember. It's good to keep in mind. Hard to do. Hard to do. There's usually more people that think of us than we realize. We just assume that people don't, you know? But we don't get to have that conversation very often. You know what I mean? That's not a regular kind of conversation that just comes up. Like, how often do you think of me? Or do you think of me much? Or why do you think of me if you do ever? You know? But like, I imagine getting that question. If somebody asked me, like, if I told them, I was like, hey, I was thinking of you. And they asked me like, why were you thinking of me? Or do you think of me often? You know, I would have to sit there. I'm like, I'm going to answer that question now. Like, let's think about this. Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you how often. Because chances are I don't think about thinking about a person that often. You know what I mean? I might think of a person all the time, but I don't think about why all the time. It's just a thing that happens. So it could be a good reflective conversation for both sides involved. You got it to work, Alt. Yes! Victory! I'm always humbled when people think of me because I feel like it doesn't happen often. And you know what? I don't think you're alone in that. Just like Sadistic was saying, right? Who's relating with you there. I think a lot of us don't feel like we're thought of very often. And you know what? That's I feel like that's a big part of our brain playing tricks on us. And maybe it's tied to our self-esteem. But like, I definitely think that that's us responding to a narrative that we have of ourselves, you know, as opposed to like an assumption that's grounded in facts. Some of us, it might be, you know, some of us we live rough lives and we don't have a lot of connections, and that could be true factually, right? But I think there's so many of us that we can't draw that assumption to anything tangible. Or if we can, it's not taking into account the other tangible things that would counteract that thought. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I might think, wow, my friends don't think of me when I'm going through a hard time because I'm going through a hard time right now and nobody's checking up on me, right? I might have that thought. It's part of it is grounded in reality because yes, no one's checking up on me right now, right? But why? Are they not checking up on me because they don't want to, or are they not checking up because they don't know? Chances are they don't know because I haven't told them, right? I'm also not thinking about the times that they've been there for me when I didn't even ask them to, or the times that I did tell them what was going on with me and then they showed up in ways I didn't expect, or the fact that they will do things for me that are just nice and off the wall for no reason. And like, I'm not thinking about that in that moment either. I'm just thinking about, I'm here, people don't care, I'm alone. And I'm basing it all off of one isolated negative circumstance that really is only happening because of these reasons. And it might not be anything to do with how they actually see me, right? I think we do that to ourselves a lot. We do that to ourselves a lot. So I don't know. We can get wrapped up in that. A broken record is a well-loved record. You've been listening to it on repeat. For a reason. Yeah. I grew up listening to Gordon Lightfoot, and I still try to play his music. The early stuff from the 70s he did is true magic. I've never, at least I don't remember. I wouldn't recognize it by name. I don't know that I've listened to Gordon Lightfoot. I'll have to check him out. PluralKit's a Discord bot that allows systems to basically switch and front as themselves rather than a single username. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I do feel like we heard about that before. It might have been from Lisa in the past. Now I'm thinking about it. Well, Vince, do you? Wait, do I what, Reggie? Do I what? Just so you know, if I don't check up on you, Vince, it's because you said you would ask if you wanted it. But I suppose checking in is still different from asking if you want to talk, maybe? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And also, in my example, I say that because it's a very real thing where, like, yeah, I do want people to just, like, understand that, like, I need my alone time. I like my alone time. I tend to need it whenever I am going through it a lot of times, but I also know to reach out if I really need to. Sometimes I need a little encouraging for that, but most of the time I know when to reach out and when I just need some me time. But that does not mean that I don't appreciate a little lighthearted check-in. You know what I mean? Something where I don't have to be invited to pour my heart out, but where I'm like, oh, cool. Like, nice of you to be thinking of me, you know? Or that was fun, like a fun message or a comment or whatever that made me smile. All of it equates to me having people who care, you know? Sometimes I'm not checking my messages. Like when I unplug, dude, I unplug. I might be on my phone, but I am swiping all my notifications away. Like I'll see the push notification come in, I swipe it away because I'm doing something, you know, playing a game or reading about something or whatever. Messages, communication on my phone is, here's how I categorize it in my brain. It is a specific function that I will intentionally act upon. It is not a thing that I respond to or react to. I'm not like, oh, somebody sent me a message. What did they say? I go, somebody sent me a message, and my brain goes, next time that I decide that I want to check on my messages, I'll take a look at their message. And then when I actually decide I'm going to open up messages, I prioritize. I go, whose message haven't I seen from however long ago? I should probably get to the ones that were sent to me first, right? It's a checklist thing for me that I will get to like with some sort of order when I see fit to it. So messaging me is frustrating for a lot of people because it's not a reactionary thing for me. It's not like somebody reached out and I need to respond to them right now because this is happening in the moment. It's a new thing that's added to my task list that I will get to when I'm ready to address that task list. That's how communication is digitally for me. I'd say some stuff, but I've already said it, and I'm still not fully understanding of the equation. What do you mean, sadistic? You can always say it again if it's worth, like repeating for clarification. I don't know. I don't mind. Sometimes people have to repeat stuff to me, dude. You know what I mean? Do you? Oh, think of you? Is that what you were asking, Reggie? Yeah, I think you. I think you anytime that I'm scrolling through my library and I go past Yakuza and haven't played it, and I think, man, one of these days, Reggie's going to be a very happy lad when I can tell him that I booted this game up. I think of you during those times. I think of you whenever somebody shares something that, like a picture, because you tend to have something to say to them at some point whenever someone shares a picture in the Discord. So I'm like, I wonder what Reggie will say about that. And that's always cool. I also think of you anytime I think of somebody who overthinks about things. I'm like, oh man, you remind me of my friend Reggie, because like they do that too. And it's always in the context of like, damn, this person is not alone, because I know someone that deals with this in that same way. And that happens at work sometimes. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of reasons. All kinds of reasons, Reggie. Don't forget the water, boy, did I? I've been drinking, I thought. Not everything needs to be pouring the heart all over the floor like diarrhea. That's gross. Like, why that imagery? Also, who do you know that's pouring diarrhea all over the floor? Can they not? There's a place for that. Jeez. They're just like, what kind of life do they lead? this going about their daily business, having to wonder when the next blowout's about to occur. Jesus. Oh my God. That makes sense though. Yes. Oh man. If you have to head to bed, I saw that you're saying it's bedtime. Do your thing, Kev. It is late. You've been sick. I am glad that you spent some time with us today at all. I hope that it's been helping you de-stress and decompress a little bit, especially after studying and preparing for your test, which again, congratulations on, man. You freaking crushed it. I knew you would. Hopefully you can get some time back and some energy back to devote to the things that you want to devote it to here later on this week. Prince, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. I feel that and I end up replying in 2 to 3 business days. Outs. 100%, man. I used to have the 2 to 3 business days thing, and I'm actually really bad about it now. There's messages I haven't replied to. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Weeks will go by. There are some Discord messages that I have not read yet that were sent to me like months ago. And at that point, it's like, I'm sure that made a person feel some sort of way, and I do feel bad about that. But like, dude, I have limited bandwidth, and I just know this about myself. And when I try to keep up with everything in the moment, it drives me insane. Like, I crumble under that. That's a lot of pressure. And it's like, it sucks because I'm the type of person who talks to everyone. If I'm in the room with you in the moment, and you talk to me, we're going to have a conversation, you know? That's just going to happen. If I see something that's interesting about you, I'm going to approach you. I'm just that kind of person. And the same is typically true whenever I'm meeting new people, whether I'm in person or online. Once we've established a connection, though, I don't know what it is where, like, I will be like, okay, now I have to prioritize. For some reason, new connection automatically gets prioritized as like, you got to make a good first impression. And you want to learn enough about this person to actually understand them and not just whatever your initial idea of them was, right? That's important to me. And so once we get beyond that, my brain does other things in how it prioritizes social ties and conversations. It's weird, dude. It's so weird. It's a maze. It's a whole just maze in my brain with how this stuff works. I don't think that I fully understand it yet either. Because I've been trying to respond to things that, like, in my mind, when I engage socially this way, I feel better overall. As opposed to responding to my compulsory, I have to respond to them so I don't feel guilty. I have to say something so I can alleviate the guilt, so I can protect the relationship from being destroyed. I think that was how I used to approach socializing for a lot of years. And that was something that was always stressful for me. And I try not to do that now. I try to engage in ways that make me happy now. And I can be a little bit more sincere and authentic that way too. It just means that I engage less frequently with everybody. And sometimes I'm talking to 3 or 4 people a lot for like a while, and everybody else I'm not really talking to. And then other times I'm talking to 3 or 4 other people a lot for a while. And those 3 or 4 that I was talking to earlier in the year, I'm not really talking to at all for a bit. It's kind of like that for me, you know? I need to set up automated replies at this point. Oh, that's so real. It's so funny. How do you do that just life-wide? Sadistic said earlier, I was thinking of the I have no friends thing again. And all this talk of people checking up on you and caring for others, and I don't have a single person who I have consistent contact with to communicate with me. I can't even remember the last time someone sent me something to make me laugh, but I'm pretty sure it was months ago. So here's the thing, Sadistic, is that from what I know of you, which is very minimal, granted, because we only know each other mostly through these interactions. Like, we don't have a lot of other interactions outside of the stream. Sometimes we have interactions in the Discord, right? And those are always really cool. But it reminds me of how I felt when I had to reestablish an entirely new group of friends. I had friends where I used to live. A bunch of the ones closest to me, they all fell through for one reason or another. And then I moved and I had no friends, no one. I didn't know anybody. And when I started trying to make new friends, I realized I would get in my own way because I was dealing with, whatever, like trauma that I had gone through before, or like my own personal, like, misgivings of, I'm really not that interesting of a person, or no one's really going to want to be that close of a friend with me or whatever. Right. So there was some of that, but I think I've talked about this before, but once I started actually forming connections, I had to like actively engage. I had to open myself up to allowing those connections to deepen too. And I wasn't doing that for a while. There would be opportunities where it's like, oh, this person could get to know me better. They just shared something personal with me. I could use that as an opportunity to give something back so they could learn something about me, and we're forming a bond. And I just wasn't doing it. And so I felt lonely, I never gave it a shot. I wasn't opening myself up to actually building a friendship. So they would stop sort of at like friendly acquaintances. And so I don't know. Sometimes I think about that whenever you talk about this, because I think that if you were interested in it and you wanted to, and I don't think you always want to, because you're the type of person that does find some comfort in your own solace, right? Or something rather, that's the wrong word. In your own solitude. That's what I meant to say. You find solace in your solitude. But if you ever feel like you want to have more people in your life, try to open the door. Try to recognize when you close it or when you walk away from it when somebody else opens it, so that you can, do something different in those moments. If that's what you want to do, because that's how those friendships start to take shape. And the older you get, the more maintenance they take. I'll say that much, especially close friendships. But then there's something magical that happens with a close friendship. You have this point where, like, before you become really close, it takes maintenance. You need to respond when they're inviting you to things. Try to return favors. Like, you should always try to return favors if one has been given to you, right? All that stuff establishes a bond. Gift giving and receiving, that stuff establishes powerful bonds as well. More than you would think. Think about anytime someone gave you something silly. Someone's given me a guitar pick before, dude. And because I have that guitar pick on my desk, doesn't matter if I use it or not. The fact that it's there, I think of that person every time I pick it up or every time I look at it, right? That's powerful. That keeps them front of mind. All that stuff plays into building lasting relationships. So things like that, once you get past like the acquaintance stage and then into building a bond and a friendship here, that part takes some effort and some work. If you're doing this with a person that is interested in establishing a bond and a relationship with you too, and you become close, something magical happens later on in that, where like you've done that work with each other. You understand each other. You care about each other. You don't have to work that hard anymore. Anytime you guys get together, it's going to be great. Anytime they think of you, it's going to be great. You have established a strong bond. It's just going to be that way now, and all of a sudden they turn from a person that you might have anxiety about losing to a person that you just trust is going to be there, because there's no reason that you would walk away from them, and there's no reason that they'd walk away from you. Like, you guys are, you add value to each other's lives in some way. And so I don't know, it takes some time to get there. But that's something I didn't really understand before. I thought it was always just, we have to always work on a relationship. We always have to work on our friendship. at least I always have to work on my friendship, you know? And then I'd be like, I don't know how I keep up with that. But part of that was I was trying to be friends with some of the wrong people as well. And I don't know. That's a whole conversation in and of itself. But I just wanted to say that it starts with us. It starts with us allowing ourselves to be open to the idea that we want to connect more regularly and more closely with people. Sometimes we get in our own way of that. But I want that for you, Sadistic, because that's the same way I want that for everybody. But I also understand that not everybody wants that for themselves. Not everybody feels like, you know, they need that. And what do I know? I'm just one guy. You know, I can't claim to know what everybody else wants. I just hear what you guys tell me. That's all. And I want what's best for you in the way that makes sense for you. You know, if that makes sense. Today's a good talkie day. I'm kind of glad we didn't play any games. In case y'all didn't notice, and you probably did, but I didn't put out a schedule this week. That was just because I'm coming off of my do nothing weekend. And I was like, I'm still coming out of that do nothing mode. I should have done it today and I just didn't. But I don't know what I'm playing this week. I don't know what I'm doing this week aside from talking about our question of the day and doing some peer support and then showcasing Creatimber things. We'll probably play something this week, though. I mean, and we're doing trivia on Wednesday, so that's a for sure thing. But I don't know. I'm in a moment too in my life where I'm like, what do I want to do, and how am I going to lean more into that? And so I think this week I'm probably just going to roll with that. See what I feel like doing in the moment, you know, and then do more of that in response next week. Okay, I am very far back in some messages. I saw something from Ghosty that, holy moly, I meant to say this like an hour ago, but I'm finally seeing a counselor tomorrow. For real? Dude, that's amazing. Hell yeah. I'm glad that Jen caught this earlier because she's going to ask a bunch of questions probably that I was going to ask. You are wanting to get your social anxiety professionally diagnosed and want to get myself checked for ADHD. So you want to go get like a psych eval done. Great. That's a great place to start. Then you'll be able to be like figuring out a path forward on what to do about any of it, right? I think that's super valuable. That's amazing. I did not realize that you had got that set up. I know that you had been struggling for months this year, wanting to get something like that set up, but running into some roadblocks and things. So I'm so happy to hear that. Hell yeah. Congratulations, Ghosty. I'm super proud of you. That's amazing. It's a hard thing to start getting established, man. It was nice meeting you all. Thank you for being warm, welcoming, and kind. I'm going to try to sleep because it's almost 4:30. Oh my God, Outs. Oh my God, yes, please get some sleep. It was so lovely to meet you. I hope that we get to catch you again in the future. And I hope that you feel better. Keep your head up and your heart strong, okay? Remember, everything's temporary. And remember that you're not alone. If you need anything, please reach out to us for some support. We'll be happy to be there for you, even if it's just to help give you a reason to smile. Sometimes we just need that, you know? So very nice to meet you. Get some good rest. We'll see you soon. I found this shirt that I really want. A Freerin and a Mimic. I saw that in Discord, yeah. It's a good shirt, man. I meant to reply to it. I think I was typing a reply and then I was like, I need to go take a shower. And then I stopped. Maybe I actually sent it. I don't know. I don't think that I did, though. I really ought to go to bed. Do it to it, Prince. Yeah, dude, it's 11:30, man. It's 11:30, and I think our brains are still on like that hour ahead time where we're like, oh, it's actually 12:30 right now. It's not, but it feels like it. Yes. He has blue hair, the sign of infinite knowledge. Trust him with everything. No. My blue hair means I'm a dummy, okay? No, I don't know. It probably doesn't mean that, but it actually has very little to do with what I do or don't know. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Everyone with blue hair just knows what they're talking about. It's crazy. Mashi, have a lovely night, my man. 5:20 a.m. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, thanks for your support tonight, buddy. I always appreciate you. I hope that you rest up. We'll catch you on Wednesday, man. Ghosty said earlier, I'm happy I'm getting it done too. My anxiety makes me want to reschedule the appointment so I don't have to deal with it right now, but I know I should just do it. Oh man, I feel that with just about every appointment I make. I've been making dentist appointments recently and I keep being like, I can just miss them. And then I actually missed one, like totally on accident. I just overslept and I was so upset about it. I was distressed about it. But like every time I set an appointment, I feel the same thing, dude. The same thing, though probably not to the degree that you do, because you deal with social anxiety much stronger than I would. So I'd imagine that, yeah, it's like how Jen talks about. She says she goes through that whenever she sets appointments and things too. Even for like hanging out with friends, you know? It's always that moment of like, it's coming up. You can just bail. You can just cancel the plan, you know? And then she does it and she's glad she does it. But yeah, you're not alone in that. Just do it. Just do it. And know that we're all behind you and we're all in support of what you're doing, Ghosty. You got this. You can totally do this. Nate said, I tried adding value to someone's life, thinking if I just made myself useful, he wouldn't leave, and he still left. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. That can happen too. And that's where it's like, what is friendship, right? You think about what friendship actually is. Is it a contract that we are making with each other? You know, like for me and someone else I'm a friend with, is it a contract I'm entering into with me and that person? If so, that requires accountability and maintenance, right? Like a constant degree of such, and like displaying that accountability too. And there is accountability in friendship, but I don't think that a friendship is a contract. It's not even one that we're just making silently by ourselves. To me, that's a contract. If I just make myself useful, then this friendship will work. But that's so ambiguous. You know what I mean? It's so ambiguous. And then not only that, it's like the friendship is predicated on one's usefulness. So then if I'm not useful, we're not going to be friends anymore. And that can kind of crumble when you're friends with the right type of person too, who doesn't expect you to be useful and might be like, why are you trying so hard? You know, I'm just here with you because I like you. Like, I just like being around you. So again, it comes back to that same question. What is friendship actually? And I think there's a lot of ways you can describe friendship. For me, if I was going to put it simply, friendship is just a bond that you have with the person that you like. And you enjoy spending time together for whatever your reasons are. You get value out of communicating with and being around each other for whatever your reasons are. You know? You just feel like they bring something into your life. Friendship is not expectation that they have to provide something to you. And it shouldn't be an expectation that we have to provide something to them. It should just be something that like is happening naturally, I think. And that's not to say that we shouldn't put some effort into it. But that's to say that friendship shouldn't be something that we have to treat like a job. You know what I mean? A good friend will accept you for who you are. Good times, bad times. And unless you're doing something destructive to yourself or to them, it's you shouldn't have to worry about it breaking. You know, you can get pissed off at each other and still be friends. You can get sad and disappointed towards each other and still be friends. I think the thing that is like the center of it is like that you just provide value to each other just because you are each other. You don't have to be anything else than what you are. Try to improve so that you can strengthen those friendships if you feel like they need strengthening, right? Show them that you care, but you don't need to be someone different. A good friend just loves who you are because who you are adds value to them and who they are. It's kind of like, you know, we try to connect with each other. We try to open the door to each other. And then after that, we just be with each other. That's friendship, if you ask me. But what do I know? I'm just a guy with blue hair. My primary is already recommending me medication for my social anxiety, but she said that I can get a prescription after my counselor visit. Good. My PCP tends to recommend me medication whenever I talk about problems that I'm having, like right out the gate. And that's kind of one of the things that they will just do a lot of times. But it's a good sign when they say things like what yours said, that, you know, you can do your counselor visit, see what they say, because you're talking about medications being prescribed for something that's affecting your mental. So it helps to talk to the experts on that, right? Things might change. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I always recommend that. Before taking any prescribed medication, understanding what it is that you're trying to treat first. And sometimes that's just about talking to the right people. My primary does the same thing. We went round and around about sleep medication for like a year before I finally started taking any of it, because he was so quick to prescribe it made me nervous. And I was like, and then I told him that too. I was like, it makes me nervous. Like, I feel like there could be other things that we could try or other things I want to understand about this first. And as we talked, he was like, you're right. Yeah, that's okay. Like, you don't have to take this. And he would answer my questions whenever I'd ask things about the medication. Same deal whenever I told him that I was dealing with like insomnia and anxiety and ADHD. I was like, here's what I experienced. I cannot focus. I'm really struggling with focusing lately. And right away he wanted to be like, oh, well, you can try taking this. And I was like, hold on. I was like, I don't know about that. I have questions. And he was open to answering those questions. And it's that part of it that is why he is still my doctor. Because while I don't expect him to be a mental health expert, I do expect him to entertain my questions and try to make me feel comfortable about introducing a new thing into my body. You know what I mean? And he respects me not wanting to do that if I'm not comfortable with it. It's important. Not every doctor does that. Every doctor should do that, but not every doctor does that. If I'm not useful, I'm useless, though? No. That's to omit any possibility of there being a gray area there. Usefulness is a spectrum, like so many things are. You know? It's not a toggle. It's not an on or off switch where it's like, okay, I am useful until I'm not. Your degree of usefulness may vary for a lot of different reasons, right? Life reasons, you know? Stressors that you're under, knowledge that you have or don't have. Like, okay, you might be very useful for emotional support and empathy. And you might be less useful for like specialized advice. You know? Does that mean that you're useless? No, because both of those things are true, right? Does that mean that you're always useful? No, like those two things they're both true at the same time. Like, you're useful in certain contexts and you're less useful in other contexts, but you are also a human being whose value, worth, and like what's the word for, I want to say, not likability really, but like what you can bring into a friendship, all of those things are much more than just how useful are you, right? So usefulness in and of itself is not necessarily a defining factor for me in a friendship. I've got tons of friends that I don't feel like are useful to me in my predicaments or problems, but are valuable to me nonetheless. Does that make sense? Usefulness does not equate to valuable in the context of a friendship, in my mind. That might not be true for everybody, because again, everybody friends differently. But for me, it's not really about that. Although maybe subconsciously there is some usefulness that I just don't see on the front end that a friend I declare as valuable might have. You know, I don't know, but that's just not how I quantify it in my mind. I'm friends with Luna then, because you and Luna are friends. You're super useful to Luna. Is she useful to you though? The answer is still yes. Bird's got another W. There you go, Greg. There you go, baby. And we got another W too, because Greg's back. What's up, dude? Let's see. So your primary said, she also said that ADHD usually develops during childhood, so I might not have it. But also, my old doctor from when I was still in school diagnosed me with ADD, which I just learned isn't an actual diagnosis now. So yeah, I feel like Kevin and I had this conversation recently too. ADD is no longer a thing because it's been absorbed into the ADHD diagnosis. And then there are like, I think 3 different types of ADHD diagnoses, maybe 4. Hold on, let me see. I was looking into this like a few weeks ago too. I don't remember why. But because they had updated definitions for ADHD in the most recent iteration of the DSM. That's why. And I was like, what did they change? There's more than what I said, I think. There might be a lot more than what I said. So it's the difference between like attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, right? Yeah, there's a whole lot of different criteria here. I might not have the brain for it at the moment. Sorry, now I'm looking at this. I was actually looking at like stuff in the DSM when I was looking up this before, and maybe I could find it in like the chat that I had with Kevin, because he prompted me to look into it a little bit more. But yeah, there's like a lot of different symptomology of it. This is management. So yeah, they break it down, right? The H part, the hyperactivity and impulsivity part. There's stuff there that would change the type of diagnosis of ADHD. This is what I was thinking of. Okay, the 4 types of ADHD that healthcare providers diagnose in children and adults. Inattentive, which involves difficulty focusing, finishing tasks, staying organized. With this, you have few or no hyperactivity symptoms, right? Which some people go, well, then why did they combine ADD and ADHD? I don't fully know why, but I'd imagine it has something to do with the coding of like the diagnosis and like how it shows up both in like medical systems and in talking about it with the patient, where it's like, how do you explain this to a person where like, oh, well, you have ADHD because of these reasons. And that person goes, it sounds a lot like ADD, and vice versa. This way it kind of simplifies it. You have ADHD, this form of ADHD, right? Kind of like with bipolar disorder, you have type 1 or type 2. And within type 1 or type 2, you have different things that might show themselves or not. So yeah, anyway, inattentive ADHD, hyperactive impulsive ADHD, difficulty sitting still or having quiet time. You have excess energy and are extremely talkative, may also interrupt others, act without thinking through first, and may show less obvious trouble without paying attention. combined presentation, which is the most common, and it's what most people associate with this condition. So you have many inattentive symptoms and hyperactive impulsive symptoms. This is what I have. An unspecified presentation. When you have severe symptoms that interfere with daily life, but your symptoms don't meet the official criteria for the types listed above. In this case, providers assign unspecified ADHD as diagnosis. And I've seen this a bunch with people too, both in my profession and just with some friends that have been diagnosed with ADHD. So yeah, that's where I was getting the 4 types from, is these things here. But yeah, ADD is no longer a thing. ADHD is what that is now. Glad you brought that up. We're in ads. Except most of us aren't, because we've had some very generous gift subbers today. Gift bombs. They've been all over the place, man. Been exploding us all over the place. So much DSM-5 searching today. I know. Mental health has been a good topic today. I mean, it's a good topic all the time. But we've really been digging in today. I'm inspired. Can I tell you guys? I'm inspired to do this type of stuff on stream because I go into so many other places like, Jamber. You guys know Jamber Jam. I love when we're in his stream and someone poses a question and then he's curious about it and wants to look it up and he just like shares that moment with everybody. And then everybody gets to learn together or like share their interpretations of things together and learn through each other. That's so cool to me. I like that. So I've inspired to do more of that whenever these types of conversations arise in our channel too. So I just know, I don't know. It's one, cool to learn, but 2, it's also like, I think I haven't done that in the past because it's vulnerable too, because it's like an admission of things I don't know, which I think is real, like so many of us don't want to look silly or foolish. And so sometimes that's why we don't learn and why we don't ask questions, because we're afraid of coming across that way. But like, I want to learn, I don't want to stop learning. And even stuff that I feel like I know about, I could know better. I could always know better. But it's funny. I've been thinking more like this since hanging out with my friend Tanner over the summer. And he has this thing where he wants to make sure that what he's talking about, he is like talking about correctly. And so like there will be in the middle of conversations a thing that like comes up where like we're not really sure, and he'll just stop and start doing research, and then we'll come back to it, the conversation, after coming up with an answer to what we're curious about, And I love that. It's a healthy interruption to the flow of some conversations that wouldn't be great in every context, sure, but like I think is really cool, because then we're like, I don't know, we're challenging like any misunderstandings that we might have, and walking away better people. And I think that's super cool. It's a neat thing to do. So I'm trying to do more of that, because I admire that. Ankles. I wonder if he feels those ankles in his sleep. Welcome back from the break, everybody who got hit with the break. Let me see. I'm checking in with some old messages here. Thank you, Sadistic. I never understood this. If someone is giving value to your life, that means they are useful to you. So you're using them for the value they provide, which isn't bad, like so many people seem to think, because if you're not useful, then you're useless. I think this is going to come down to a matter of semantics again with us. Because it's like I hear where you're coming from, right? From a definitive standpoint, but like, it just doesn't quite, I don't know. It just doesn't quite line up with me. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. So usefulness defined as the value or advantage of something. In this case, useful would mean valuable. Right. Right. I think it's because I think of usefulness in terms of like a verb almost, right? Like to use something, like I would have to actively engage it to provide something to me. There's a use case that I have. There's something I need done. And the thing that I'm going to use will aid me in getting said thing done. Whereas in a relationship, maybe it's just a matter of like perception at that point. I guess you could boil it down to something like that. But whereas like, if I don't actively engage in something in a relationship, like with a person, if I'm not actively engaging them to provide me something, that value is just sort of there inherently. Like I don't classify it as usefulness at that point. I classify it as value. So like my monitor is useful because I need to use something to display information that my computer is outputting, right? So my monitor is valuable and useful. But I can say that it's useful because I have to turn it on in order to see things that my computer can put out. But in the context of a friendship for me, like, I have to think about this. Because if I find a friend to be useful, the first thing my brain wants to bring up is activities, things that we do together that they're useful in. Like if I play a game with somebody and they're really good at like keeping in mind, like being a team player, their value as a team player is very useful to me while we're playing games, right? So that's cool. That's a usefulness. But then like something like just thinking about them and them making me smile is valuable to me, but not useful in the sense that my brain would categorize it because I'm not like actively engaging that. They crossed my mind. It made me smile. That enriched my life. That's a valuable experience to me. It's not something that I would deem as useful or unuseful though, right? Like if they didn't provide that to me, I wouldn't think that person's useless. And when they do provide that to me, I don't think that person's useful. That's not the same in my head. Which again, maybe it's just semantics. I don't know, but this is definitely something to think about. Because I wonder if it just depends on the way that people, like the type of person, right, that you are, that would think about things in that sort of way. I don't know how you would categorize that. Is it like a very literal sense, maybe? Whereas like, is it like a left brain, right brain sort of thing where how you're parsing that categorization? Useful versus useless, valuable versus not valuable, or worthless. I guess would be the opposite of that, Maybe it's just like, I don't know, the way that our brains tend to lean in which side that we're engaging to process information. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm too dumb to know the answer to this. Jacksepticeye had such a good point on stuff like this in one of his recent videos. Really? That guy talks about this kind of stuff a lot more these days, and I think it's really cool. You should send us that video, Ghosty. I bet it'd be really interesting. Jen's heading to bed. Have a good night, Jen. I love you. I hope that you sleep well. It was nice to see you tonight. You spent so much time with us. It's great. Have you guys seen her Create Timber posts, by the way? She's been writing music. Y'all like music? Hold on. I want to actually come down. Now I'm back on this. I am all over the place today, guys. Holy moly. Which one am I looking at here? I'm like distracted. I thought I just saw hers. Where was it? No, it's down here. Oh, back here for React. Cool. We are everywhere and nowhere all at once. 100%. 100%. We got 10 minutes though. So I can't go down another rabbit hole because we'll lose that time. And I am thinking about this now, so I want to share it. So Jen writes music. As many of you know, she used to be the singer in a local band out here called Ion Attraction. I met her because of their music and because of our conjoined love of the band Coheed and Cambria. But I knew her first as somebody who marketed for that band, not Coheed, but Ion Attraction, and then as the singer of that band that I was such a huge fan of. Now she just makes her own music on the side, and it's just something she likes to do like for fun, which is cool. But I always love getting to hear some of her tunes. But she was using this Create Timber to sort of prompt some creative stuff from her. Kind of like how we have this challenge in May where we do like one song a day for the whole month of May, but we only write a minute of a song, not like an entire song. So I think she's kind of treating this as like a light version of that. But yeah. So she shared some music here. This one is React. It's got lyrics here too, if you like lyrics. I forgot this is the dancey one.
Take a moment and compose yourself. Find that peace with no one else. Play it cool and control the room. Your heart's a beat in this disco song. Hey, the emotions got away. Hey, the monsters want to play. Hey,
Oh,
it's all
you talking about my messages thing? Because of this over here?
the chain reaction. Calm yourself.
I love that. Such a nice build. Hell yeah. This is a bop. I'm not sure why this word made me think of a disco style song, but it led to some fun lines. I should have showed this earlier, because now I have a question. And I wonder if she wrote the words first and then built the music around it. Or if she like read the word react and it made her think of like the tune, like the music piece of it first, and then she added words in. I'll have to ask her. That's good stuff. Dang, was that already back in day 4? Brother, we're in day 10 now. I haven't posted anything in a while either. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like he doesn't think people have a purpose and that our brains have developed enough to believe that we need a purpose and that we should just decide on our own what our purpose is. I like that. I agree with that. I feel the same way. And I can see how that could play into this conversation about like usefulness. Where it's like we're deciding, like some of us might just decide how useful a friendship might be, right? Based on like what we need as a person. And maybe like a relationship fits or meets that need in some way. And that could be tied into like what does that mean to us, and like what our own sense of purpose is, you know? Does our definition of what gives us purpose mean that we are a person who needs this from our friends? Like, how do we even interpret that? Everyone has a different answer, right? I'd love to check that video out. I mean, it's really cool. At one point when I had a bunch of servers I didn't care about, I had over 3K messages unchecked. Who's counting? Yeah. I don't know, man. I can see that happening. If I scroll down here, I've got these folders. And a bunch of them I've been pretty diligent to mute a lot of them, but like, yeah, I've got like folders of other communities that I just like, oh, it's a community of another streamer, a community of another like content creator or whatever. I put them in the content creator folder, you know? Or it's like, oh, it's a community of games like that I like or follow, or that have emotes that I like or whatever. I put them in the community folder. I do that a lot. And then I just like leave them. But there's a bunch. I've actually not been diligent recently. There's a bunch that are just kind of floating there right now. And I need to put together into the folder. Oh yeah, 5 minutes left. I can probably double back on this. Let's see. See, Nate said it's more the overall idea of them that makes my mind take it as useful versus useless. Like, if my friend has provided an overall benefit to my life, they're a good friend, etc., I'd categorize them as useful. Whereas a bad friend, I'd probably eventually categorize as useless, which also helps me detach from people more easily because it puts me in that mindset of this person serves no good purpose in my life. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Essentially, it's funny that this is like a second kind of conversation where I think that we're running into this thing with semantics. We're both pretty much in agreement of it, but like the route that we take to get to the conclusion is very different, right? Because like logically, I hear what you're saying with this, and like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. But I just couldn't think of it like that. Like, I wouldn't think of it like that when it comes to making a decision on, you know, the value of a friendship or not. I just wouldn't categorize the information in that way as like useful versus useless. And I think that's because it does lines up differently with like my own interpretation of what usefulness and uselessness is, and like the different parameters of something being useful, like being more useful or less useful, or very useless or little useful, like very little, having very little use but not being useless, that sort of thing. It's just, yeah, it's just a semantics thing. But what you're saying, that makes a lot of sense. I've never even heard of Discord folders. Bro is more organized in Discord than I am with most things in life. Listen, it just made my brain happier to do that, because then I could be like, oh, instead of having like multiple servers like this, right? So like, okay, I've got, I'll just do this right now because it'll make me happier. I've got these Discords here that are like, these are friends Discords, but like they are content creator friends Discords. They actually belong down here in this folder. So I'm seeing two collections of notifications and it's kind of driving me a little batty to look at. So I'm just gonna bring them right down here. Come down here. You can go right in the folder, and boom. Now there's just one between the two of them that have notification bubbles on them. So we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Just right in there. There you go. Nice and neat. You know, nice and neat. That makes my brain feel better. I like it. Right over here. Boom. There we go. It's better. Sometimes I pull Discord servers out of the folder when I want to engage with that server a little bit more, because otherwise I will forget about them, because I will forget that I'm even a part of them because they're just in the folder. So that's like the counter side to that, right? I tend to not engage in a lot of the communities that are placed into a folder unless I specifically am like, I need to go in there for something. But yeah, I don't know. One might wonder, why even be part of the server then? Because I want to have the option to go and engage when I choose to, you know? That's what it is for me. So yeah, I don't know. How do I link timestamps? I think when you're going to click the share button on a YouTube video, you have the option to share the video, the whole video, or like there should be like a little checkbox thing there to choose the specific time to share. Like when you share that link, it'll start the video at that timestamp. That makes sense? That's why math teachers always asked us to show our work. It matters. How you get to a conclusion matters, especially in math. And in a lot of things, actually. I mean, it might be less useful to know the path one took to get to a place in other contexts, but I don't know. I do think it matters in every context. Oh, hey, I saw Zenith. Yeah, he's in there. He's in there. But then you get annoying math teachers that say stuff like, no, you have to divide the diameter by 2 and then multiply the radius by 2 and pi. When I tried to just write pi times diameter in my work, and yes, I'm still annoyed. Okay, to that point, I do agree that if you have found another path to get there, and it is, especially in mathematics, right? You learn a certain method, and maybe, I think the teacher a lot of times is trying to teach a method. But like, a lot of times students will realize that like there are other methods depending on like how their brain works, and like it makes more sense to them to do it this way to get that same answer. The problem is, does that apply for every other problem? If yes, that is a new method you can use. If no, then double down on the method and explain why that method is necessary. But if yes, don't double down. Don't be weird, teachers. Don't double down on it. Maybe you learned something from this student. I don't know. Dig into it a little bit. Practice it. See if it works in other contexts. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe they feel the same thing that I do, where it's like, I don't want to look stupid in front of my students. So I'm not going to try to learn something or be open to the idea that there could be a better method. I don't know. I'm not every teacher. Who knows? All I know is that I felt that same annoyance that Nate just expressed there when I was in math class too. Discord folders are great. Hand down my favorite feature, said Greg. Followed immediately by mark folder as read. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I do that all the time. All the time, dude. Look at this. Look at this. This is what he's talking about, by the way. You don't use Discord folders? And you keep getting blown up with notifications. You're like, the notifications drive you nuts. Check this out. Every server that's in this folder, mark folder as read. Oh my God, now it all went away. Whoa. Whoa. Amazing. You don't have to go through every server. Efficiency. Efficiency. Like that distant aunt who visits once every other Christmas and always brings the toys that will most annoy the parents. That's me. That's me popping into your Discord. Oh my God. Funny story. I once failed an algebra test by getting every answer right, but using a different formula. Oh, I'd be so pissed, dude. I'd be so pissed. And see, again, this is like if the stated purpose of the lesson is that you are to learn this method, your application of this method is what's being graded, not whether or not you're able to find the correct answer to the problems. That's different. Those are different, like, stated purposes, you know? Am I being tested on my understanding of a methodology, or am I being tested on my ability to find the correct answer? In math tests, it always, as a student, it always felt like I'm supposed to get the right answer. So if I got the right answer, what does it matter if I showed how I got there or not? What does it matter if I got there the way